Hello, hello. Hi, Minri. How are you? Good to see you. I'm still working on the commission for Kira, but we're talking back and forth about it, so I'm not doing it tonight because it's still in progress. Headache day, and now I'm older. You had your birthday since last stream? Or is today your birthday? Or wait, wasn't it Tuesday? It was Tuesday, wasn't it? Happy birthday! Oh, it is today. Happy birthday! How do you feel? Being so much older. Headache. Okay. Ow! Hi, DeadSec. Welcome in. How are you? So anyway, I figure... Ow! That's from me. And let me guess, that's from Small. Yep, there it is. Tell Small I say hi. Hello, I missed last stream completely because of D&D. Lost my 10-day streak. Aw, I'm sorry. It's unfortunate. Ah! I'm getting exploded. How was D&D though? I hope it was fun. Hi Tia, welcome in. Sometimes I get a headache that lasts the entire day, so that's today. Oh my goodness. Well, take care of yourself. If I'm getting too loud and noisy and making your headache worse, then just let me know. Or feel free to dip out at any time. I thought today we could do a fun, cute little stream where we just design some outfits for Maidan, which also includes hairstyles. Because I've only tried, like, the one, and you never know what's gonna stick. I did some set building today. Ooh, what set? Is this for theater? Noise doesn't make it worse, just moving too fast. Oh, I see. Well, good news for you, I can't move very quickly. So, I just whipped up a little sketch. And I feel like I should start with the regular outfit, right? As a control group so that we can test. Good, Ren was a dumbass and fought a pack of wolves on site who weren't even going to attack us, but it ended up being fine because Lux jacked them off? That's disgusting. Your DM is far too lenient. If I was your DM, as soon as you reach under there, they're biting your arm off. That's an insane thing to allow at your table. That's crazy. But to each their own, you know? Who am I to judge? It's for the play I'm a part of. I scraped at a foam wall for like 3 hours straight. It was torture. That does sound torturous. Scraped at a foam wall, like you're making like texturing or you had to cut something out of it. Yeesh. Yeah, that's not great. Oh, we got a prediction already. Minri's on it. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be today? Will Aiden pick a look today? Oh, that's an interesting idea. He rolled a nat 20. See, the thing about D&D is people assume a nat 20 means immediate success in every instance, no matter what. Like, if there's a guard who won't let you into a city, and you persuade him to let you by, and you roll a nat 20, some people are like, it means that he gives you a BJ, it gives you all of his money, joins your adventuring party, and sacrifices his life for the cause. That's what people think a nat 20 means. What a nat 20 actually means is that you get the best outcome of that particular circumstance. So for example, if there is a guard who's a hard ass and he really cares about his job and he is not going to let you into the city, for example, the best possible solution is just that he like lets you in. He ignores you for a second, turns his head to the side, and allows you to go in, and maybe he'll tell someone later, but not right now. he rolled to seduce the wolves. That's exactly what I'm saying. Some people think a nat 20 means you can do literally anything. You can't seduce a wolf. That's not a real thing you can do. In your D&D game, maybe, especially with the whole, because there's like tabaxi and there's speak with animals and stuff. But like, if I were the DM and one of my regular human players was like, I'm gonna seduce a wolf, I'm like, roll for it. If they get a nat 20, I think, okay, there's a killer wolf in front of you, has the capacity to cut your head off, and you're trying to seduce it. What's the best possible outcome here? I'd say either the wolf runs away or the wolf leaves you alone. It deems you not a threat and like walks away. So like maybe, and if it's fighting you, if you're already in combat and the wolf is actively fighting you, I think the best thing that happens in that scenario is that the wolf hesitates. Like with a nat 20, you could say the wolf hesitates. I mean, I'm a wolf. Some fictional people. I would maybe allow it if you were half wolf and could speak wolf. Then maybe you could romance a wolf. I think if I can jack off a boat, which was completely unintentional, Lux can jack off a pack of wolves. Okay, so you're playing in Looney Tunes land, which is fine. Maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want your D&D campaign to be complete Looney Tunes. So you can jack off a boat. That's not how I run my game, but to each their own. You don't have to play the way I play. If you think it's better to jack off boats and wolves, that's great. If I was at your table, I would have left by now. The image is just so graphic. It's the same thing with when you get a bard and they're like, I want to seduce the dragon. And I'm like, what do you want out of this? What is your end goal here? Are you trying to get past the cool boss fight? Like, do you not want to fight them? It's way more boring that way. But like, if that's what you want, we can make that happen. If you want to seduce the dragon, are you sure? Because I can sit here and subject everyone at the table to a very graphic description of you attempting to mate with a dragon. But I don't think that's what you actually want. I think you are trying to pull a fast one on me as the DM. I didn't mean to jack off the boat. That was the DM's fault. It sounds like you guys have fun at your table, which is the important thing. That's good. That's good. I'm not blaming you, Asher. It sounds like your DM is insane. And is just... That's... Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't do it personally, but who am I to judge? Hi, Oil. I stuck my did in a fryer. You did? Why? Why would you do that? Just to see what would happen? Just for funsies? Because it was cold? Ah, you never said it was an active fryer. Very good. Very good. Okay, anyway. I'm gonna try. We're doing outfit design today, which is always fun. We're gonna go with the classic Maidan look first. And then we can branch out from there and try new fun things. There was a bunch of levers, and one I kept trying to pull at. I specifically said I would yank it, and then I would roll terribly, and then I said I gently pulled on it and got a 19, and then the DM explained how the boat got wet. The funny thing is our DM is Ren's dad. Oh no, having to sit there while your dad describes that, I would be traumatized. That makes a little bit more sense. To be like, cause you could argue, if you're really going to town on this lever on a boat, you might like break it. And if you break a boat, water tends to get in, right? So you can justify this as a real thing that could actually happen. I thought it was just like, I'm gonna get on. Small, thank you for the raid. Don't worry, party's here, guys. Party's here. Welcome in, James. Welcome in, Small. Thank you for the raid. Minri, I'm sure you're already well all over this, but do you want to give Small a shout out? Small, thank you so much. What did you get up to? What were you streaming? And small, if you need to do any after stream care, like getting a snack or having a nap or grabbing a drink, feel free. Now I'm having fried duh for dinner. Huh? You can eat it? You can eat that? Where do you get it from? The dark web? You hopping on the deep web? Yo, DeadSec, you know game. I'm having pizza. Yeah, I had McDonald's. Not fried duh, although it's pretty close. It's pretty close. I played some Roblox. Life's been crazy these past few days. Oh, why is that? Whoa! We have a prediction up. Will I pick a look for Maidan today? And someone's very confident. There's now 420 points on yes, blaze it. I told you I put my duh in the fryer. It fell off? And you're gonna eat it? Is that the implication? Dang! Well, best of luck, I guess. If it's already off. You might as well. Okay, I have affected the prediction. You are welcome. Wow, James, thank you. Oh my gosh, now there's 1,500 on yes. And 267 on no. These are big numbers, people. This is an important stream. What the heck? That's crazy. Who said it was attached? I don't know what you're what you could possibly be insinuating, and I don't think I want to know. I'm a little frightened. Ah! Spooky scary. Although I don't think I have my sound all the way up right now, so it wasn't as spooky scary. Let me crank my volume. Yep, there you go. Gotta crank it up. All right. Finally got all the stuff for my hair, so I'm dyeing that tomorrow night. Hey, that's so exciting! That's so fun. What look are you going for this time, Asher? Oh, I saw it. Just because I see it beforehand doesn't make it any less painful. 200 channel points, James. You're welcome, King. Thank you. 6-7. It's a little rubbery. Ew! Ow! Gross! I don't need that kind of detail. The future of the point economy rests on this stream. It's so true. What am I gonna do? I bet 1,000 on you. Now there's another 1,000 in there? 2,500? Holy guacamole cannoli. Free holies, Batman. I actually had fries for dinner. That sounds delicious. Did you make your own fries? I kind of had fries for dinner, if you count McDonald's fries. Hi, Dex. Welcome in. Why are you saying fuck? What happened? That's going to be a crazy poll. It is. It's so much money. Might have mentioned it before, but mostly black and changing my streak to a greenish bluish color. Yes, I think you did mention that. Asher? There's just so many epic chads in here who are dyeing their hair. 45 stream streak, DeadSec. That's incredible. What's next? 46? Couldn't possibly be 47. God forbid it's 48. I thought of something funnier than 24. Let me hear it. 25. Real ones know that reference. Yeah, Crinkle. Ah, Crinkle cut fries. Nice. Watching a new episode, so until it's done, I'll only be somewhat watching you. That's fine, James. That's alright. Just prepare to lose all of your channel points for when I absolutely destroy this drawing. I think I finally just now figured out how to get a Minecraft server to work, but I do not have anyone outside of my internet to test it for me. Oh, because... Wait, okay. I see. That's highly unfortunate. Unfortunate timing. If only I wasn't streaming tonight, then I could give it a test. But alas, I am forced to draw pretty ladies. My life is so hard. It's different connecting rules, or different connecting rules for using the same Wi-Fi and other Wi-Fi. Oh, I see. Truly. Have you seen the amazing Digital Circus episode? No, I don't watch that show. Should I watch that? Maidan, I'm gonna stick a fork in the fryer. Don't do that! Actually, forks might be okay in the fryer. Just don't do it in, like, the toaster. By the way, Small doesn't know what a plush in a mason jar means. I decided not to tell her. Good. We must keep the innocent innocent. Another cool thing, my series merch released today. Yo, that's so sick! Do you want to drop it in the Discord what the merch looks like? That's actually awesome. Real shit, I guess, Oil. I haven't, was busy, don't spoil. No spoilers for the amazing digital circus. Like a forbidden toaster path. Don't do that. It's not as fun as it sounds. I'm gonna stick my tongue in a socket. Does that actually electrocute you? If your tongue is wet, it probably does, right? But, like, if you've been sticking your tongue out for long enough that it dries up, I feel like you'd be okay. This is not an invitation to test it, alright? This is the scientific method, is that you start with a hypothesis. Hypothesis, tongue in socket, if wet means electrocute, if dry means not electrocute. That's my hypothesis. I unlocked a new tank. Me going to the fish store. Welcome in, Infrared Pigeon. Good to see you again. Moist tongue. It does sound very fun. Lost my cat. Met my fiance in person. He left. I'm a depressed man. Aw. Wait, what? What happened? You lost your cat. You met your fiance in person and then he left. Does that mean, like, you met up and then had to go, like, home? Don't worry, sweet summer child. 502 millimeters of penetrative power. Some people are going to get eviscerated. Do I look it up in incognito or is it fine and normal? What are you looking up? Moist tongue? That's probably in incognito mode. Play. He left yesterday back to the Big Apple. Okay. Your fiance left, but your cat passed away? Oh, Oil, I'm so sorry to hear that. My condolences. It's such a hard thing to go through when a beloved pet leaves you like that. Trust me, I've been there. I had to put my dog down last month and my cat a couple months before that, so I feel ya. And our two other cats are in a different town. And I don't know if we're going to be able to get them. So I'm in a similar spot where I'm mourning the loss of my pets and also I really want to go get my other ones. But I don't know if we can. I cry over Tim. I put it in self-promo. Nice. It happened a month ago, and then the next day my partner was here. Okay, well, at least that's good, right? That your partner was there to sort of console you about it. What the heck was that? Did you guys see that? Are my eyes playing tricks on me? Is it finally time for that cataract surgery? Never mind, nobody's getting annihilated except me. I'm so sorry. I hope your tank lives to see another day. I haven't grieved yet. I think it's a long process, especially if it's a family pet that's, you know, been hanging around for a long time. Like the cat that died for us, we had him since I was like 8 years old. Although it was easier for that because he was like blind and deaf. So we all kind of knew it was time for him to go. It was just a matter of when. And then... yeah, we brought him to the apartment. And he was meowing a lot. Like, it sounded like he was in pain. So we took him to the vet, and they were like, yeah, it's probably best for us to put him down now. And we were like, okay. But it's better to... It sounds counterintuitive, but with a pet, it's better to put them down too early than too late. Because too early means that you've stopped any possible suffering that they might have. Too late means they've had to suffer for a long time before you put them down. I'm never looking at a plush in a jar again. Oh, that's what you looked up? Yeah. Yikes. Sorry, Pot. I've had him for 2 years. He would have been 3 April. It was very sudden, and yeah, I had to decide to let him eat. Well, I'm sorry, Oil Cat. I'm sure you did the right thing. Part of the difficulty of having to say goodbye to a pet is the guilt being like, well, maybe I didn't need to do that. Maybe it wasn't the right time. But, you know, if you love your pet and if you actually love your pet, like, unless you're like a psychopath who kills cats for fun, if you actually love your pet and you have to consider putting them down, it's not something you want to do, right? So if it's something that crosses your mind, then it probably is something worth thinking about. If you're at the point where your beloved pet, you're thinking that that is a possibility, then it probably is something to consider. And I don't think it's wrong to do that. Like I say earlier, better a week too soon than a month too late, you know? You don't want your pet to suffer. Like, my poor dog, he had lung cancer, and, like, that had metastasized from somewhere else. So he had cancer from somewhere else, too. So he was dealing with, like, multiple types of cancer at the same time. That guy was not okay. It was not a question of whether we should put him down or not. It was, like, we had to do it right then and there. But he was still, like, happy to go on walks and stuff. So that's why we didn't, think that that needed to be done. But it did. So, don't feel guilty. Stars can't come to the stream, but would like to say hi to everyone except for Aiden. Okay, that's cool. I'm not going to say hi back. Because I haven't been said hi to once yet. By Stars. It's a reciprocal thing, you know? He was going to die no matter what we did. I'm actually pissed at the vet. We were there 3 hours and they never gave him pain meds or anything. Yeah, I know. It's such a hard balance to strike there. We had a similar thing happen where, like, hi, Pop Man. Oh, that's nice. You said hi. See? It's so reciprocal. It's like an automatic thing for me. Because our dog was, like, coughing and choking and having a hard time breathing, and we were like, oh my gosh, it's hard to see him like this. Can we please put him down? And they were like, yep, but then, you know, they had to go get the bill, and they were like, here's for the x-ray, and this is this, and this is what this charge is for, and we gave him these meds, so we're charging you this much for them, and we're like, yeah, we know, can we do this after? But I think it's protocol. I think a lot of the time it's vets covering up, like, a lawsuit. Is what it is. And it sucks that, like, your pet has to suffer because of the legal system, but I can totally imagine like, them putting your dog down and then giving you the bill after, and somebody going up in arms being like, oh, I didn't know I had to pay for this, and then they're gonna, like, take him to court or some stupid nonsense like that. It's just government red tape. I wouldn't blame the vet, I would blame the government. But it is me saying that, and I tend to blame the government for everything, so... Don't take my word at face value. That's just typically my opinion, is that when you have, like, a local business, it's usually not their fault. And, especially vets, man. I feel so bad for them. You become a vet because you love animals, and then you only get to see them when they're in the horrible pain, or, like, something's wrong with them, or they're dying. And then you have to watch all of their families, like, cry. Like, we put my dog down on Valentine's Day. So we went in on Valentine's Day, and all the vets were, like, crying and being like, I'm so sorry that this happened. And I was just like, no, I'm sorry that we had to bring him in on Valentine's Day. Like, this is probably an important day to a lot of people, and we brought in our old geriatric dying dog. Hey, Dane. It's not like I want to say hi or anything, dumbass. We got a tsundere in chat. Bones' bladder was gonna burst. They wanted over 1,000 just to fix the issue. But said issue was gonna happen again, and yeah, I mean, that totally makes sense. Like, I think that's yet another thing that they have to do, right? They have to offer, like, our dog, riddled with cancer, like, in his lungs, had metastasized from somewhere else, which meant somewhere else was also filled with cancer, and it was even worse than that, and they were still like, we could try to do a surgery and try to cut the cancers out. And we were like, no, do not try that. This is unrecoverable. So, and it's the same thing with our cat. Like, I think our cat also had cancer. But if not, he had like kidney failure or something. And they were like, we could try to do surgery, and we're like, no, he's 19 years old. If we do the surgery, he might just not wake up, because putting a pet under also has a big effect on their health. It can harm them. So like why it's not worth the risk, you know? And then what, for him to suffer more? Not worth it. I put Bones down February 25th. They weren't nice and didn't have any remorse. That sucks. The only person that was nice about it was the lady at the front and the lady that set him up to be cremated. They also wanted 300 just to have his ashes. Yeah. Again, I don't know how much that has to do with the vet and how much that has to do with the actual system. Because they don't have the... What do you call it? The furnace or the crematorium, whatever. They don't have it there. So I'm sure that they have to pay a fee, and maybe that fee is outrageous, so they have to front the cost to the customer. Like, I wouldn't blame them for doing that either. We're taking our dog's ashes, and it was also like a couple $100, I think, but my mom really wanted to do it, so we're doing it anyway. However, it doesn't cost anything to be nice, and there's no red tape around being nice. So if they weren't kind to you, then that's all the vet's fault. That's on the vet. I can say that much, at least. Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that experience. It kind of reminds me of in healthcare when, like, you have nurses who are around death all the time. And they kind of have to have a sense of humor about it, right? Because if that was your job 24/7, you were always around death. If you were like, you know, if you couldn't make jokes about it, if you couldn't shrug it off in some way, it would destroy you. Like, if you treated every patient death as if it were a death of someone in, like, your family, it would be more respectful, for sure, but also you wouldn't be able to be a nurse anymore. Because it would just absolutely wreck you. So I've heard stories of people who, like, they have a loved one who is passing away, and then they hear in the other room nurses, like, chatting it up, having a good time, and, like, laughing at each other's jokes and stuff. And they were upset because they're like, how dare you laugh when my loved one just passed in the other room? And I'm like, from their perspective, I totally get it. You're like, have some respect. Someone just died, someone very important to me. But if you think about it from the nurse's perspective, it's like they probably get multiple people like that every week, you know? So it's a balancing act. I think ultimately what it comes down to is if you are that nurse, go to a different room far away from the family to have your lunchtime chat, you know? We're never going there again, because on top of putting him down the week before we had taken him, and they said, oh, bladder infection, then he got worse. Like, they could have done more, but they didn't. Oh, I see. On top of putting him down the week before we'd taken him, and they said, oh, bladder infection, then he got worse. Oh, I see. So you wanted them to put him down the first week, like when they realized there was a bladder infection, but they left him for a week? Because that's no good. If knives start randomly dropping near your feet for no reason, is this something serious? Yes. If I'm the one dropping the knives, no, because I'm a klutz, and that just happens naturally. However, if the knives are spawning out of thin air, then yes, absolutely, you should probably talk to a medium. Because you, my friend, have a poltergeist. And you have a poltergeist who throws knives. Which is probably the worst kind of poltergeist, in my opinion. A polterknifed. Polterknives. Yeah, one of those. Not good. Dropped knife sounds like a knife selling business with a new infinite supply. That's thinking. That's using the old noggin. Now we can turn this into a business. We can franchise this. Hey, Hoppy Bun, how are you? Welcome in. And that's also serious. Being able to start your own business is no joke. So it's serious for multiple ways, because you can make a business out of it. Do I need a priest, exorcist, or get some random Joe off the street as a sacrifice? Probably a random Joe. Better yet, grab a senator. For legal reasons, that's a joke. I'm good, how about you? I'm doing very well, thank you. I had kind of a busy day today, actually. We had to go to the home center nearby and talk to them about getting drywall. And oh my gosh, drywall is expensive. It's like pieces of plaster. I didn't think it would be very costly. But in order to frame our basement, or it's not called framing when it's just drywall, right? I don't know what you would call it. In order to get drywall done in our basement, it's going to be like $2,000 to just buy the drywall on its own. Even if we're hanging it up ourselves and everything. No extra, like we're not paying for labor or anything. Which is a lot. So fun fact if you didn't know, drywall costs a lot of money. Gotta make sure their name is Joe, though. If their name is Joseph, well, as long as they go by Joe, then it's fine. But if their name's like Conrad, no, they're safe. They gave some meds that did nothing to help on top of stabbing, missing, then stabbing him again to get the urine from him. The vet tech was an asshole. The same dude, the time we put him down, they told me they were going to have to if we didn't do the treatment. Just was an ass the whole time. Yeah, to me it's like, don't blame them about the meds, because it's the same thing with any hospital or any clinic or any what's the word for somebody who makes pills? It starts with a P. I can't remember. It's not psychiatrist or psychologist. It's pharmacist. A pharmacist. There's no magic cure to whatever it is that's wrong with you, or like a pet, for example. You have side effects, which could be 100 different things. So the professional guesses at what they think it probably is, and then give you medication that probably will fix it, right? I'm not saying that this is what you're saying, but it's a common opinion where people are like, oh, well, this medicine didn't help me at all, so that doctor's a quack. It's like, no, like that medicine might have a 99% success rate, and it is the best thing to offer to you. But maybe it just didn't work for you, because some people's bodies just don't react to any medicine. And there's literally no way the doctor could know that. So I wouldn't blame the doctor, and I wouldn't blame the vet for doing the meds. Missing, like trying to get the urine out with a needle and they missed, sucks, but humans are humans, they make mistakes. However, again, being an asshole is not something that I can say, oh, innocent mistake, right? So it sucks. That sounds bad. And also, if you're if you're gonna be an ass, don't go into vet med. Go into finances or something. Grabs Keir Starmer. Is this a good enough sacrifice? I don't know who that is. Quick question. Do you like me picture for my profile? Me picture? I can't see it. The window that I have on stream is really teeny tiny. So I can't tell what it looks like. I'm sorry. Maybe the rest of chat can offer an opinion. I don't know. I'm not happy with that vet at all for everything. Like, I brought you my baby to help him. Well, it's scientifically proven to not help in the situation we were in. Huh. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Unless they mixed it up or something. There's, like, they wouldn't give you the wrong medication on purpose. Like, if they did that, they would absolutely get sued for purposely giving you the wrong medicine. That's like worth to go over to court maybe they mixed it up. I don't know how any medical professional could give you something that's been scientifically proven to not work. I just don't think they would do that. Unless this is the most corrupt, evil, sinister vet clinic in the world. But I don't... If it's really that bad, I don't think people would go, right? But I don't know. I ain't no professional. I guess long story short, it doesn't really matter, right? If you had a terrible experience, then don't go there again. That's ultimately what it comes down to. So I think you made the right choice. If you're uncomfortable with how they do things at that clinic, then don't go ever again. Makes total sense to me. I would do the same thing if I were in your situation. Also, you might be in the States, right? So maybe it's different here. I was talking about medicine with some friends who were in the States. And I guess I wrongly assumed that... Well, I don't know. I can attest that as a Canadian, I think our healthcare system has its fair share of issues. The technology's outdated. There's not enough money in it. We don't have enough workers or enough hospitals. We need more infrastructure. Like, we have our fair share of issues. But I think people who become doctors genuinely do it because they want to help people. And I assumed it was true in the States. I was like, yes, there's a whole bunch of insurance nonsense they have to jump through because it's not free healthcare, and, you know, that sucks. But I'm like, I'm sure there are doctors out there who are trying to help people. And I'm sure that is still true, but now having talked to people who live in the States, and I always take this as a grain of salt, because the people that I'm talking to are just like friends. They're not medical professionals. They're just people who have lived in the States, who have talked to people who live in the States, who've all gone to hospitals, right? And this is their opinion. But also, if you go to a hospital and you're upset about what happened, you're naturally going to not like the healthcare system. Like, it burns you, so you're like, oh, well, I'm never doing that again. And so you, like, go and rant about it, and you tend to exaggerate, which happens a lot. However, they were telling me that with a lot of the way that it works, like, loads of doctors can get a whole bunch of insurance money by not treating you properly. You know, there's a whole bunch of really twisted ways that if somebody is a bad doctor, that they could make money without helping you. Which is not something that happens here in Canada. And that really sucks. So, I'm not really one to attest to how good the healthcare system is in the States. Because it might genuinely be that they're trying to screw you over to make money. And that is really shitty. So, come to Canada. Did you answer my question when I was in ads? I did. I said that I can't really see your profile picture because I have the stream up in a tiny... Oh, wait, hang on. I can actually go here. Where are you? It's still so small. I can't see it at all. Okay, hang on. I cannot see your profile picture, Hoppy. Apologies. Peekaboo, I'm here to eat cables. And I also already ate your fridge cables? What? That's not even just mine. There are other people who share that fridge glitch. How dare you? You better go apologize to them right now. You can do it to me because I'm a streamer, but not to them. They're hardworking folks. It's a furret. That's adorable. Furret's one of my favorite Pokemon. Hewok. I actually think I have an Accumula Town like remix in this playlist that we're already listening to. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. Add to queue. Here we go. It's the Furret song. He walk. He do be walking, though. It is my favorite Pokemon. It's a good favorite. Did you know that? I'm sure you knew this already. Did you know that Furrets are like big? They're big boys. You look at a ferret, and you think it's the same size as a ferret, because that's what they're based on. But if you look into Pokedex, ferrets are, like, huge. If they stood up straight, they'd be, like, the size of a person. Can you imagine cuddling with a ferret? You know how, like, your cat will climb up and curl in your lap to sleep? Imagine the big ol' ferret just laying next to you in bed. Just the coziest, comfiest. It's like a wall of fluff. Why cookies? They're gonna melt. What kind of cookies, though? Some cookies don't melt. Sugar cookies, I don't think would melt. Well, everything melts if made hot enough. To answer what I heard about the healthcare in the States, it depends more on what state you're in, but a lot of more richer, as a rule of thumb, they screw you over more, and I'll tell them, sorry, let me grab 38,393 pounds of candy to say sorry to. They big boys. Ferrets are taller than most people. Yes. I'd be the one to curl up on its lap, to be honest. Yes, absolutely. I would curl up with a ferret any day of the week. I think I'm going to be a cat dad when I get older. Because I'm like, oh man, I wish Pokemon were real. And then I'm like, if you think about it, they kind of are. Like, cats are real. Dogs are real. If you took a world without domesticated animals and showed them our world, where people own, like, birds and fish, cats, dogs, snakes, iguanas, hermit crabs, gerbils, you name it, as pets, this would be like what Pokemon is to us. Like, if somebody who didn't have a house cat saw that we had a cat walking around and we could just, like, pick it up at any time, they'd be like, I wish that was real so bad. In the same way that we're like, I wish a ferret was real so bad. So I'm like, you know what? Take what you can get. Cats are basically real-life Pokemon. And I love them so much that I think when I get older and, like, have my own place, I'm gonna have, like, 6 cats. Because I want them to smother me. I want to sit in my bed and I want to have them... I don't even want to use blankets. I just want to have cats sprawled out on top of me while I sleep. While I nap. And we're all napping together. And they will be my blanket. A cat blanket. Not everything melts, some evaporate. That's true. Sublimation exists. Which is where something instantly vaporizes instead of melting first. There's a reason why most fan games you could ride a ferret. That's awesome. And you already are a cat dad. What are you talking about? Not right now. We have no pets right now. And I'm lonely. Know what? Since I like to crochet, I'm gonna make a big ferret. That's such a good idea. Big ol' ferret crochet. That's adorable. This animal talk is making me jealous because I can't have furry animals. Oh, I'm sorry, Glitch. Do you have an allergy to fur? You have a fur allergy? You can get hypoallergenic pets, but most of them are curly hair, which is unfortunate. Like, poodles, I think, are hypoallergenic, which means you can't be allergic to them. Sorry, I peeked into the future timelines. Oh, yay! That means I'm gonna have cats when I get older. That makes me so happy. Cut to, like, me and 3 cats living on the street. You can get, like, poodles, which are always hypoallergenic, I think. But then the unfortunate thing is you have to have a poodle. Crusty old white dogs are, like, my least favorite breed. I've said this before. I want a Bernese Mountain Dog. I want a big boy. It's basically, if you want to fur it in real life, get yourself a Bernese Mountain Dog, because they're huge. They grow so big. They get freaking giant. And they like to cuddle with people. They like to, like, sit on your lap, which is so fun. Sphinx cat? Is that the hairless ones? I tell you what. It doesn't matter how much I love animals. Doesn't matter how allergic I might be to them. I'm never getting a naked cat. Ugh, those things look horrifying. Like, kudos to anybody who has one and, you know, likes them. Because You're giving them a good home, and I think they look hideous, and I would not give them such a good home. If I owned one, I'd still do all the things that a pet owner does, you know, like I'd feed them, but I would not cuddle them. If they got near me, I'd be like, go away, don't touch me. Got ice for my head, that's good. I have a fur allergy, yes, but it's all fur I'm allergic to because their hair can't stay on me. So it's a bigger factor of if they're bald or not, and also how much they shed. My only animal I can't have without making them look like Aiden? Without making them look like Aiden? What? I have to have a reptile or birds or fish. I like them more than the furry animals anyway. Oh, that's good. I kind of want to get a bird. I feel like birds are so funny. I want to get... Is it a cockatoo that mimics people? You know the one meme of the bird that goes ba-da 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 ba ba-da 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 bom bom and then hits its head on the table? Bonk bonk. What is that? Is that a cockatrice? A cockatoo? Isn't cockatrice from Final Fantasy? Seems like a Kim Possible situation. Time to be Ron and get a hairless mole rat. Hey, there you go. That would be a killer cosplay as well. Bearded dragons? Yeah, now that's crazy. Now that's next level. I'm basic. I just like cats. But I'm lucky that I'm not allergic to anything. I'm not sure that I'm not allergic to anything. I've never been tested. But I haven't had a reaction to any food ever. The most reaction I've ever had is to grass. I talked about this a long time ago on stream, but people have shown up since then. Ever since I was a kid, and to this day, if I go out and touch grass with my bare skin, I get hives. And it goes away immediately when I when I wipe it with like soap and water. Like if I clean it off, the grass residue, the red itchy spots immediately go away. And then if I touch if I touch grass, they flare up again. So I don't know if I'm like straight up allergic or if there's just some kind of wheat pollen particle it's like an element of hay fever. But doesn't hay fever just make you sneeze? I think it's something that just irritates my skin anyway. I have very sensitive skin. My skin dries out very quickly as well. But that might be because I took Accutane for a while. But the good news is I don't have nearly as much acne anymore, so it's a win. I think I would do it again, honestly. Trade offer. You receive nosebleeds at 4 a.m. and constant dry skin. You also receive no more acne. Pretty good trade. Pretty good trade, IMO. IMHO. I'm ho, in my honest opinion. You're bald because I said so. Excuse you. I'm never going bald. And any parrot can mimic, really. It's some that can have an easier time to mimicking people. Oh, okay. I see. I want to get one that mimics people, though. Have you seen the one... the parakeet or whatever? That just goes, what the fuck? What the fuck? I would absolutely train my bird to cuss like a sailor. It'd be so funny. And then you can have friends over and they'd be like, whoa, your bird's crazy. You'd be like, yeah, I don't know. Crazy, how did they get like that? Meanwhile, you're training them like all day, every day to say swears. It would just be really funny. To invite a friend over to your house who's never been there before and your bird starts cussing them out. You're like, wow, I guess my bird really hates you, man. The gaslighting would be crazy. What I'm saying is, having a bird is perfect gaslighting opportunity. Apparently the only thing I'm allergic to is bitches. Yo, same here. I really want to, like, get out and do stuff that would involve meeting more people. It's unfortunate that it involves meeting more people, but I'm just gonna stay single forever if I don't, you know, go out and meet new people. I keep trying. All right. Can I let you guys in on an industry secret here? Church is where it's at. For a good Christian holy boy like me, you got to go to the young adults nights, because everybody there is like 19 to like 25 is like the typical range for young adult nights. And there's like Bible studies and stuff. Which on the one hand is really good because it's an easy way to get everybody together, and you know that the people there are gonna, depending on the church, definitely depends on the church, but you know that the people there are gonna have similar values, which is you're already off to a good start. You know, you check a lot of the boxes that you're unsure about if you're just meeting up with a stranger, right? But the unfortunate thing is, Christians get married when they're like 19. So I'm actually chopped at this point. Dude, can't touch grass? Literally, I can't. Take the spray which fixes the problem called Minecraft Steve workout. Ew. Aiden can never touch grass. I can't. Yo, welcome back, James. Ravens can mimic too. Yo, imagine I just have ravens. Normally, the bigger the size, the easier to mimicking for the bird. Also, the smartness of your bird is a big factor, so it kind of explains why ravens can mimic so well compared to a lot of other birds. I would love to have a pet raven. Is it ravens or crows that, like, find stuff? I could train all of my birds to pick up money for me. How far behind on chat is Aiden? I don't see what he was reading. When I'm reading your message. Inception. Blah. Damn it, I'm not in any region. This strat doesn't work. Ravens are extremely smart. Both ravens are dicks. I can fix them. Not to me. Ravens love me. Called me Edgar Allan Poe. They're always raving about me. Hence why a group of ravens is called a conspiracy. I love that. Everybody knows the old trick that a group of crows is a murder. That's brand new tech. That a group of ravens is a conspiracy. Something's not quite right here. Oh! Oh! Unfollowing. It's not the first time you've used that threat, James. This is the boy who cried wolf situation going on again. Aiden, have you seen Bungo Stray Dogs? I have not. I got so much anime to catch up on. I still haven't seen Season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen or Season 6 of My Hero Academia. If you can't unfollow me, you just blow up my face. It is unfortunately an effective maneuver. Okay, so the regular Maidan has long hair that just kind of goes down. And then she's got the long sleeve shirt tied around the waist. You should watch BSD. Is it good? Should I change that question? Is it going to be good for a cis straight white man? Because I have friends who love Bungo Stray Dogs, but they say that it's like gay icon. Or am I thinking of the wrong... Isn't there one with banana in the title that's very gay? There's nothing wrong with that. But I am very basic white guy coded. I like Naruto because there's fighting in it. I think Aiden's IQ gets beaten by a raven. My IQ is 136, Glitch. How dare you? I have a problem. I recognize the song as I heard it. 2 notes and I automatically knew it. Well, Megalovania is one of the most iconic video game songs in history. It is good, pretty sure. Alright. Well, maybe I'll have to check it out. And I know how much streamers love to talk about yaoi and yuri. I don't like yaoi or yuri. It's just not my thing. Also, I'm having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and hazelnut filled... What the heck is that? Bayonet? What is a bayonet? Isn't that the thing you put on a musket to stab people with? Oh no, that's a bayonet. This isn't basic Megalovia. The problem is I knew the version of it by 2 notes. Oh. Well, that just means you have good taste, and you listen to the same music I do, which means that you're based and factual and cool and awesome. Hello, Lorenzo. Welcome back in. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing very well. It's pronounced like beignet. Beignet. Oh my gosh. Just gathering fluids in a Tupperware container? Hey, yo, what kind of fluids? Huh? What kind of fluids? This better not be the jar thing again. We ain't bringing that up twice in one stream. You better not be. Like the thing that tickles my bum? What? A Ben? What do you mean? Flies, not fluids. Oh, gathering flies in a Tupperware container. Oh, I see. I'm talking about a toilet thing, by the way. A bidet? Are you talking about a bidet? I bought this new body spray and I want to test them out. Uh-oh, you're gassing them? The flies have been in my house and I'm sick of it. Time to bust out the war crimes to get rid of the flies. I don't have any flies here because it is basically still winter. Wait, isn't today technically the first day of spring? Am I wrong about that? What day is the first day of spring this year? Yes, like they say in Canada. It's not a war crime the first time. So true. It hadn't been defined yet. Everyone feared us. I've told this story before, but it's insane enough to tell again. Did you know that in World War II, the Germans were starving, so Canadians threw them cans of food? And then on, like, the 3rd day, when it was chow time, and the Germans were expecting to get cans of food, Canadians put grenades in the food cans and then threw them across the trenches. And then the Germans opened up the food, because they were hungry, and then they exploded. Yeah, Canadians, we're no stranger to war crimes. We're actually the reason that the Geneva Conventions exist. Uh-oh! Oops! But I mean, they were, you know... It was World War II, so those people aren't exactly redeemable. Beignets are not bidets. And yes, body sprays can be used to kill flies if you spray directly. Seems like a rat enters, but there's a cool rat. Hi, 3! How are you doing, 3? Hola, hola. Y'all made over half those war crimes. We did. Hey, what can I say? Canadians were creative. Already heard that story? You're not niche? I never said I was niche. I literally said I've told this story before, and I'm gonna tell it again. I expected you to know the story, James. How dare you? I don't think you can use that excuse. What, that we're clever? That we're creative? It's not an excuse. They're still war crimes. But you gotta admit, they were creative. Putting grenades in cans of food? That's clever. It's horrible, but it's clever. I'm doing great. It's 2 a.m. and I'm not tired. How are you? I'm also doing great. It's not 2 a.m. here, but I'm not super tired, so that's good. Yes, so anyway, I forgot that I was even telling you what happened today as part of my day. My mom and I went to the home center to look at drywall, and we also looked at like how much is it going to cost for a drop ceiling and how much is it going to cost for flooring and what options do we have available. So that was very interesting. It was all very educational. And then we went and we dropped my grandma off to get a perm. My grandmother is 96 years old. Is she 97? Her birthday's in October. Is she 97? She's either 96 or 97, so I think you get the idea. But she's still up and kicking. She's got a walker, but she can still walk around herself. However, it is hard for her to get, like, down the steps and into the car. So I needed to tag along to, like, hold her hand and guide her out and everything. But it was so sweet. She was so excited to get her perm, to get her hair cut. And she was really happy that we were there to visit. So she wanted to go and get burgers. So we drove through McDonald's and we got burgers together. And it's just so sweet because she's in a home with a lot of people that she's gotten to know. And they're like her friends now, which is good. But it's such an outing for her to, like, even get in the car. It's like taking a field trip. And she loved it. She had the best day ever today. So even though it took, like, the entire day, because we had to go there, we had to let the staff know what we were doing, then we had to get the wheelchair out, and then we had to haul her down, drive her over to where she's getting her perm, we had to get the perm figured out, then we went and did the drywall stuff. And I came back and did like an hour's worth of work, and then we had to go back and do it all over again to bring her back. Creativity torture. I think you're ignoring the rest that isn't Twitch safe in any way. Well, yeah, but I'm ignoring them because they're not Twitch safe. I should be able to get my new power supply this weekend so I can finally use my computer. Hey, that's awesome. Come on, Grandpa Aiden, we're getting your medicine. No! I'm not taking medicine. That's unnatural. That's gonna be me as a boomer. When I get old. I'm not gonna lie. I do think it's insane. I do think medicine in general is insane. I'm not against it or anything. I think medicine is amazing. And, like, I probably wouldn't be alive. Actually, I definitely wouldn't be alive without modern medicine. Because of the whole thing of, you know, I'm not the firstborn child. My eldest sister has a different blood type. So the mother's body learns that the fetus's blood type is a virus and then attacks it. So if I were in the womb without modern medicine to counteract that, then I would have just been consumed. I would have been eaten from the inside. So, thank goodness for modern medicine. But at the same time, something about it feels wrong. Like, you need to go out and get sunlight because it gives you vitamin D, right? I mean, sunlight is also good for many mental health factors, but if we're talking purely physical, you get vitamin D from the sun. That's the reason you need to go out in the sun, is to get vitamin D, right? And somehow they grabbed that and put it in a capsule, in a pill. And you can just take that, and it's the same as going outside? What do you mean? How does that happen? How does that work? It's crazy. I know they say it's not really a substitute because you'd have to take, like, a lot every day. And, again, you don't get the mental health benefits from vitamin D pills than you do from actually being out in the sun. But I'm still like, you're telling me that, like, if I don't eat enough vegetables, I could just take, like, I could take fiber and iron supplements? I feel like I should be eating more vegetables. I feel like you need to go outside and get vegetables. You can't just replace them with pills. But you can, which is insane. Grandpa Aiden, get back on your schizo meds. Chat isn't real. Med makes me paranoid a lot, so I don't take it often, even though I should. Well, there is also something to be said about how people develop a tolerance to certain medications, which means then you have to take more of that medication to get the same effect. Which is why, like, you know, if you have a horrible migraine, take some Advil. But, like, if you stub your toe, don't take painkillers. First of all, because it's expensive, because you're, taking painkillers. And then you have to buy more. But also, you're training your body to depend on that substance. And then the next time when you have an actual injury, you have that tolerance to it, and then you need to take more the next time. Going back to my Minecraft music phase. Thank you, Aiden, for doing this to me. You're welcome. This is my Nerd Jams playlist, which is just my playlist of every, video game, anime theme song remix openings, and it includes my old 2000s Minecraft music phase. Hello, Aiden. I can't stick around because I'm at work, but I hope you have a good stream/rest of your day. Aw, thank you, Turtle. I appreciate you popping in even if you're at work. That's very kind of you. Thank you for the 7-stream streak. That's awesome to hear. I hope you have a great work day. That's because plenty of things have vitamin D other than the sun. Okay, you're thinking about just the specifics. I'm talking about the general broad notion of, I feel like you should be getting your vitamins and minerals from a source like vegetables or the sun. Something I would consider natural ways to get them. You can just bottle them down into a pill and take them, and it's the same thing. It is, but it's hard for me to wrap my head around that. You separate your playlist? I keep losing my Spotify account, so I just add everything to one playlist and a notepad. I have a Spotify playlist that's just all of my liked songs. So here's the thing. Lots of people only have playlists, and they don't have, a liked songs. I do have a liked songs list, and I also have playlists. However, I know that lots of people organize them like sad songs, workout music, upbeat music, driving music. They, separate it based on either the mood or the occasion. That's not what I do. I have, all of my Ben Rector songs in a playlist, for example. I don't like a lot of music artists. I like one or two of their songs individually, but there aren't that many music artists that I'll listen to their entire album. But if there is an artist like that, then they get their own playlist. It's just to ensure that it doesn't get jumbled up with all of my other liked songs. So my liked songs are basically filled with one-hit wonders, which is there's not enough songs by each individual artist to make its own playlist. So I just put them in my liked songs. However, I have so many video game music remixes that are very similar that I was well, I don't want to flood my liked songs, my one-hit wonders with all this video game music. So I'll make a specific playlist for it. So, long story short, I have some playlists, but whenever I hear a song that's by just some, random artist on the radio, I'll add it to my liked songs. And I don't have a different playlist for that. I have 700 songs in my liked songs playlist. And I have a whole lot in this one as well. In this Nerd Jams playlist. I have playlists for archetypes. Yeah, like that. I've heard of people doing that as well.
Glitching Art says, Aiden, check your spine cause we believe at spine rights here we don't want shrimping.
You're so right. Hang on, let me play Don't Mind at Night because this is another absolute banging song. Hello, Moser. Is this Take Back the Night, a Minecraft song by Tryhard Ninja? You know it. You know it. I love how everybody gets so hyped with the Minecraft parodies. Check your spine, because we believe of spine rights. Here, we don't want shrimping. Well, thank you. I saw a video a while ago that's the best way to correct your posture when you're sitting in a chair. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to sit regularly, hands on your knees, hands on your lap. And then you make 2 thumbs up and then point them away from yourself so that your thumbs are pointing to your right and to your left. And then you slowly bring them out and back until you're trying to point behind yourself. And then that posture is the correct posture. And every time I do that, I'm sitting upright and it is comfortable. Which is crazy because every time that I do like a posture check that I'm trying to sit properly, it hurts or like it's uncomfortable. It feels like I'm stretching. You know that uncomfortable sensation when the stretch is like a little bit too far? That's what I feel when I'm trying to sit up with correct posture. But with this life hack, I feel centered. Nude music this is the best. Don't Mind at Night. Oh yeah. It's a banger. It's a banger. I mean, of course it is. Why would I put it on my playlist if it wasn't a banger? What I'll do to make you check your posture and clicker train you via blowing you up. You're gonna explode me so that I have good posture? The trouble is that when I'm drawing, I have to bend over to actually, you know, touch my drawing tablet. So that's... it's not really gonna... The heck was that? Did you guys hear that? Or was that just me? It might have just been me. That's exactly what I'll do. How dare? How could you? Make a bed, it's not too late. 3 wool and 3 wooden planks. Don't mind at night. Absolute banger. Whoa. I don't care. Grow your arms to not violate your spine rights. Wish I could. Wish I could just have real long arms so that I never had to bend over when I was drawing things. But that is kind of, you know, a part of the process. Ideally, I'd have a nice big old tablet that I could just look straight and draw on it. And ideally, I'd have my iPhone right behind that so that I would never lose face tracking. But you know, we don't live in a perfect world, and that doesn't always work. D-O-N-T-M-I-N-E. I love how hype you are, Moser. I appreciate the energy. Either that or get giga close. No, if I get giga close, then it messes up my tracking. We know this. It's complained about rather infrequently, but frequently enough that I remember. Look at her hair, it's so floofy. I love the floofy hair. Ugh, see, I really want to give her new hairstyles, but it's really hard when having your hair down is this floofy. I'm a sucker for some floofy hair. I always try to put my tablet as straight up as possible. I actually have to do the opposite. I can't have it vertical. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I am making it as high up as possible for tracking purposes. We all see it, but we don't care. Yeah, I appreciate that you guys don't care. I wish it didn't happen, but there's nothing I can... Like, I literally spent a day doing woodworking in my garage with power tools to make a stand that my monitor and iPhone could sit on for optimal facial tracking. And it's still not perfect. The only thing I could do better is having it like literally stuck to my drawing tablet. The only like logistically realistic way of doing that is buying a tiny tripod that I could put my phone on and have that sit right behind my tablet, which might work, but I've looked like everywhere at every tech store I've been and they don't have the right kind of tripod. I love nerd music, whether that be Poppy Playtime related, Minecraft related, Five Nights at Freddy's related, even Bendy and the Ink Machine. Like, if it's nerd type music, then I'm jamming. I think most of the music that I listen to is nerd music. Because I really love a lot of anime OSTs. Like, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has one of the best soundtracks, both in the openings and the OST ever. It's so good. And also, I really love my JRPGs, and the JRPG music, oh, it just goes obscenely hard. Like, the music in Octopath Traveler, which is a very underrated game in my opinion, is so good. And I'm listening to an Undertale remix right now, so of course I like Toby Fox's music. Toby Fox truly is a composer first and a game dev second. Not to say he's a bad game dev. He's clearly not. He's made millions of dollars on Undertale and Deltarune. But the music, man, it is top tier. Bone Trouse will get Papyrus away from that child for his safety. As long as it's not... What is it, Chris? Is that the bad one and Frisk is the good one? Woodworking Aiden. That's not something I thought I would hear, honestly. Not in a bad way. That's actually really cool. Oh, thank you. I actually did take a lot of shop classes in high school. And I'm not too shabby with Saw. I also worked as a maintenance assistant for like 4 summers. 3 or 4 summers. I think it was 4, actually. Because I did it in high school, and then the year after high school, and then a couple years later I did it again. So I have built many a deck. That's probably crazy lore that people wouldn't expect. I have built decks before. From scratch. And they're still standing. How about them apples? Fun fact, he has made songs for Pokemon. Yes, I know. Isn't that so cool? Kara is bad. Right, Kara. Frisk is good. Chris is Deltarune. Yeah, I got them confused. My bad. Got the androgynous main characters mixed up. Toby Fox made music for Sword and Shield. Is that correct? Pokemon Sword and Shield? Or was it Scarlet Violet? I think it was Sword and Shield. Pretty sure. Man, I could draw hair forever. I love it. It's so... I don't know. It's just so floofy. I think Sword and Shield, but don't at me on that. No, I agree, Glitch. I'm pretty sure it's Sword and Shield that Toby Fox made the music for. I was letting someone know for the first time about something they did making me uncomfortable and asked them to stop, and they reply, "It's not like it happened often," then corrected a spelling mistake. Am I in the wrong for being upset and saying they were being passive-aggressive? I don't know if I'm overreacting or not. I don't know the context, but generally speaking, to give generalized advice, I would say if you're setting a healthy boundary and somebody doesn't respect that, it's their problem. You have your boundaries. Other people need to respect that. It sounded like you respectfully asked them to stop, and they immediately got defensive by saying it's not like it happened often. It's because they're uncomfortable and they don't want to face the fact that they may have been wrong about something to be an armchair psychologist about it. So I would say you're correct, Minri. There are some instances where people will use boundaries weaponized, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're not allowed to talk to me because that's a boundary I have." Or if somebody's very manipulative, they'll be like, "That's my best friend and you're not allowed to talk to them because that's a boundary that I have." And it's like, okay, no, that's not a boundary. You're being possessive of somebody else and you're being manipulative. So people like to use boundaries as a weapon. But if this is a real, actual, reasonable boundary that you have, if something actually makes you uncomfortable, then of course you should be able to say, "Hey, don't do that anymore." And I think any reasonable person would go, "My bad, I'm sorry, I'll try not to do that in the future." It happens to me all the time. I like to think I'm a funny guy. And when you joke around a lot, naturally there are some people who don't think what you're saying is funny, or they think you've crossed a line. Like, it's even happened to me where I make a "your mama" joke. It's not like I'm making insanely edgy, red-pilled jokes. I'll just make a dumb "your mom" joke, and they'll be like, "Hey, I'm not comfortable with that." And to me, maybe in my opinion, I'm like, it's not a big deal. But I'm a different person. Somebody can make your mom jokes to me and I'm okay with it, but somebody else might not have that same relationship. They might not feel the same way. That might be a very sensitive topic for them. And so I was just like, oh shit, yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. I'll try not to joke around like that in the future. And yeah, I think it's just basic human decency. I don't think it's overreacting if you're being made uncomfortable. Yeah. Exact wording isn't the same, and they did agree after the fact, but still. But I also don't want to be a jerk, as I'm bad at expressing myself. I mean, from the way that you chat, it seems like you're reasonable when expressing yourself. Again, I think most people would be able to see that even if it's not in the most eloquent language that you're uncomfortable, and the reasonable reaction to that is to say, oh, I'm sorry, that's my bad. I won't do that again. It's not hard, but people don't like to take accountability. It's much easier to say, I was never wrong and you're being a baby, than it is to say, I'm sorry that I made you uncomfortable and I won't do it again. And it might not even be wrong. Like I said, the your mama joke, I think yo mama jokes are completely harmless. They're actually so stupid to the point where I think it's hard to take offense to something like a yo mama joke. Because it's something that 6-year-olds say, right? Like, it's clearly not meant to be taken seriously. But if it does affect someone in that way, I don't think I'm in the wrong for making a yo mama joke, because to 99% of people, they're like, that's dumb, but I don't care. But if you do meet the person who it does affect, it's just basic accountability. You just say, I'm sorry. I won't say that again in the future. It's basic respect. Honestly, I think it's what it comes down to is respect. It would be way easier for me to say, it's just a yo mama joke, relax, you're being crazy right now. Like, gaslight them. But the respectful thing to do, to see them as another human being, is to go, hey, maybe I don't even understand why it affects you the way that it does, but the important thing is that it does affect you. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want you to be uncomfortable, so I'm going to respect that boundary. It's basic human decency. I think it's a context thing that they didn't realize. Maybe, but still, it sounds like you put up a boundary and they were like, it's not like it happened often. I don't know. That sounds like a very defensive response. Sounds like they immediately went into defense mode, being like, I'm not wrong, I didn't do anything wrong. And it's like, yeah, it's fine. Maybe you didn't do anything wrong, but you just said something that made someone uncomfortable. So say sorry, say that you won't do it again. It's that easy. It's not hard. It's really not hard. Well, actually, I say that, but it seems to be very hard for some people. Once you learn to start taking accountability, it becomes effortless. Once you become a person who is okay with that. I imagine if somebody is, and I'm talking broadly now, not in your specific context, but I imagine if somebody has never taken accountability for something before and they always become defensive or they deflect, then it probably is very hard to take accountability for something and say, I'm sorry, that's my bad. Because they're not used to ever being wrong or ever apologizing. But when you're used to being wrong all the time and apologizing all the time, what's one more, you know? It's no harm, no foul. And people appreciate it way more, too. It makes people feel seen and more comfortable, and that's ultimately what's most important. The life of the mistaken. That's why communication is so important. You never know. You might assume that other people have the same understanding of something that you do, and then it turns out they don't. That happened to me with my friends, even when we were playing Magic the Gathering. I talked about it before where in my family, we're very much a board game family. At least some, like half of us are very into board games. So we played a lot of board games growing up, and the etiquette was no politics at the table. No table talking, that's cheating. You don't talk to anybody, you just play your hand. You can chat, you know, and you could even chat about the game, but don't give anything away. And then I started playing Magic with my friends, and then they play with politics. And by politics, I mean, like, if you're playing a 1v1v1 with 3 people, and one guy is really strong, maybe the other guy says, hey, don't attack me. You need to attack that guy because he's the strongest. He's probably going to win in a couple of turns. You should attack him. That's politics because it's not specifically within the rules of the game. With Magic, it actually is. But in something like the Settlers of Catan, you know, what you're actually allowed to say is, would you like to trade wood for sheep? And then they can say yes or no, and then you either make the trade or you don't. But the way that my friends play Catan is like, if you don't give Aiden wood, I'll give you 2 sheep. You see how it's not the way, it's not in the spirit of the game, but it's politics. I was very upset the first time that came up in our games because I was under the impression that we all understood you're not supposed to do that it's manipulative and it's rude to the player to like all gang up on one person. So I had to sit my friends down and be like, hey, this is not how I play games. I feel like you guys are ganging up on me. And they were like, oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it that way. They're like, this is how I've always played games, is that if one person is the strongest, you tell everyone at the table to go after that person. It makes the most sense. And I just never even thought that people would play games that way. But I learned something new, and that's why it's so important to have good communication. I got the first sketch of the PNG tuber I got from Athalia. It's going to be so cute. Oh, that's so good. Sounds like cross-teaming. It is cross-teaming. It actually is cross-teaming. Which is why it's good before the game starts to set a precedent of, is this allowed or not? Cross-teaming is very much a part of politics. Being like, oh, this person's is the strongest, they're probably going to win the game. I want to win the game, so let's all gang up on them. It is, by its very definition, it is cross-teaming, but lots of games allow that. Like Magic the Gathering is supposed to be played with politics. If one player has like lots of creatures on the field and they have more mana than everybody else, you're supposed to say, hey, everyone, let's gang up on this guy because he's stronger. He's going to win the game and destroy all of us if we don't do something to stop him, so we need to work together to stop him. By very nature, it's politics and it's cross-teaming, but it's supposed to be part of the game. Back after getting sent into the Shadow Realm. Unshrimp, I know you're shrimping. I'ma grab ya. We've been through this, Glitch. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? I have to shrimp to do the art. It's simply not possible for me not to do that. Anyway, the moral of the story is communication is key. Because I got butthurt over a board game. And that's because I didn't realize what the expectation was. And the other players at the table had a different expectation from me. And now that we've talked about it and communicated, our game nights are way better and super fun every time. And it wasn't an easy conversation either, because I didn't want to be the guy who had to bring up my feelings at the table, right? I wanted to be cool and chill, just like everybody else. It's just part of the whole toxic masculinity culture. And be like, whatever, it's just a board game, it doesn't affect me, right? That's silly, it's for kids. And I had to be like, nope, I'm getting upset, as trivial as it sounds. And it's probably going to make people uncomfortable. But we did have the conversation, and I'm so glad we did, because those guys know that about me now. We can set the precedent before we start playing games together. We have a mutual understanding. And imagine if I didn't bring that up, you know? And there was still politics at the table. I was just pissy about it every time that happened. Like, I wouldn't want to play Magic anymore, and I love Magic. It's a great game. I'll be teaching you until you figure out and evolve like a Pokemon. I evolve and it's just me with a better spine. Not sure if I mentioned it or not, but someone in my chat decided I was a shark. So they call me a shark. And I've stopped correcting them. Do they think your model is supposed to be a shark? You have wolf ears. Sharks don't even have ears. Do you think it's rage bait, Minri? Also, have you stopped correcting them because you're getting tired of it, or have you stopped correcting them because it's funny? They thought my model was a shark, and I corrected them, and they said if they believed it enough, I would be. It's funny? Okay, that's good. That's good. It's a good meme. That's a good meme, then. I can see how it would be incredibly annoying if that's something that was actually upsetting. But if you think that it's just a good meme, then I agree. It's just a good meme. I don't see the shark part at all other than the gray. Yeah. People do just be saying stuff, you know? People call me a twink and I just don't see it. Wow, look at this hair. It's so floofy. I love it. All right. That's exactly how I see Jason then. If I believe he's bald, then he'll be bald one day. I mean, Aiden, autocorrect got me. No, it's too late. You said Jason. Jason Voorhees, the serial killer. He's gonna go bald. It seems like they're joking vibes and such, and it's not like they're trying to make me into a shark, lol. Yeah, that's good, that's good. It's always nice to have a chat that can razz you a little bit. It's way more fun. I think if I was just getting glazed consistently, I don't know what I would even say anymore. There's only so many times you can say thank you, right? But if people come up with a very creative insult, then it's like, damn, they got me. They really did get me. Fine, then I gotta take it into my own hands and buzz that hair off. Honestly, I kind of want to go bald one day. Not permanently, but I want to try it. Ah! Gotta pop out early tonight because I'm very tired and have to wake up early tomorrow. Good night, Aiden. Good night, Asher. Have sweet dreams. Have a good sleep. Have a good day at work tomorrow. Or, you didn't say work, did you? I have to wake up early. No, not work early tomorrow. Wake up early tomorrow. Have a good day with whatever it is you're doing tomorrow, Asher. And thank you for exploding my face as you leave. Aiden gotta go bald for the experience. I want to know what it's like, you know? At least at one point in my life, I want to know what it feels like to just touch my bald, bare head and see what I look like without hair. And feel the cold on my scalp. Exactly. Exactly right. You got it. Okay, so let's see. I had it like this. There's a little knot underneath where it's tied. Like so. If I pay you $20, can you kill these ads? You only have to give me like 6. That's what a sub is. Did you know you can set up tits to throw stuff at you when you're raided? 1 item per raider? That's crazy. I did not know that. I think it's probably a good thing that I don't have that set up. My raids are hectic enough as is. I'm too broke for a sub, don't ask the logic. That's alright. I won't. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I offer this quality content for free. I know, it's truly the best, right? Watching me very slowly finish a drawing. Although I feel like I'm making reasonable progress. With the amount that I've been, like, reading chat and stuff mixed in with the drawing, I feel like an hour and a half to finish the hair. Okay, that's actually a long time. But, you know, we've been hanging out. We've been chatting. It's been a good time. Just take my $20. Slow but steady, so it's good. Yeah, exactly. Hey, slow and steady wins the race. If somebody were out here making drawings at twice my speed, I would still win somehow. It's like the SpongeBob meme where King Neptune makes like 1,000 burgers all at once, but they're horrible garbage. And then SpongeBob takes all that time to make one Krabby Patty with love. And it's like so much better. That's my art. My art is the Krabby Patty. Yes, I only speak in SpongeBob references from now on. Thank you for asking. If you have Amazon Prime, you can use 1 Prime sub per month to get a free sub to 1 channel. That's pretty cool. It is pretty rad how that works. I sadly don't got Prime, or I would have used it on this goober. Aw, thank you. I appreciate you, Glitch. That's very kind. I appreciate the thought. Hello, Aiden. I'm stopping by to wish you a wondrous day and to remember to stay hydrated. I'm off to bed, though. Good night. Welcome in, 3. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate the well wishes. I hope you have sweet dreams. I hope you have a very good night. Good rest of your night. Good day tomorrow. And I will drink water. Thank you for the hydration reminder. Appreciate you, though. Rest well, you goiber. Absolute goiber energy. I've never seen SpongeBob, but I know memes. SpongeBob, unironically, an excellent show. I would still go back and watch it as an adult. SpongeBob is at least partly responsible for my sense of humor today. Whether or not that's a good or bad thing, that remains to be seen. I think SpongeBob really nailed the perfect mix of, like, visual gags that kids would like, along with clever, witty writing that's actually funny regardless of how old you are. It's a really good combo. Like, one of those early episodes where SpongeBob and Patrick are over at Sandy's place, and there's, like, a worm inside of a bowl or whatever. And it starts squeaking at SpongeBob, and he just says, "Oh, sorry, I don't speak Italian." It's so funny. I couldn't explain to you why it's so funny, but it is so funny. It's probably why SpongeBob memes are so popular, because there's so many good one-liners in that show that are surprisingly funny. Who you calling Pinhead? That's another absolute ballin' episode. I hope you have a wonderful day too. Good night, Mr. Glitch. I've seen like 3 episodes of SpongeBob. I almost put water because Aiden said water as I put SpongeBob. That happens to me all the time. I'll say something or see something out of the corner of my eye while I'm typing a message, and I just start typing the thing that I see. Or if somebody's talking to me as I type, I just start typing what they're saying to me. Want to talk about the hidden naughty jokes in early SpongeBob? Absolutely. Like what? I know there are some. I just can't remember what the jokes actually are. I don't know what the dirty jokes are. Any of them. So many I can't remember off the top of my head, though, sadly, either. Yeah, no, me neither. But you gotta throw something in for the adults, you know? They were never really that crazy, I don't think. I think you could pick a lot of moments from my streams and they'd still be dirtier than your average dirty SpongeBob joke. Oh, I guess there was one episode where the whole thing was that they're swearing. It's actually a phenomenal episode. It's where SpongeBob and Patrick are hanging out at the Krusty Krab. I'm unironically describing an episode of SpongeBob right now. They're hanging out at the Krusty Krab. And they see some graffiti spray painted on one of the garbage bins. And they read it. And they're like, ooh, that's a new word. I've never seen that word before. And they always censor it with a dolphin noise. And then the whole episode is those two using this word in their everyday life and getting in trouble for it because they don't realize that it's, like, offensive. That's the whole episode. They basically learn a swear word. I just know they're like the guy from Dexter. How can it be dirty? He's a sponge. It's made to be clean. So true. The cutest boy alive. That looks amazing. Ah, thank you so much, Karen. Thank you. I appreciate you. That's very kind. Welcome in. Not Krabs or Plankton or Squidward or Patrick. Eugene Krabs! And a secret formula. SpongeBob also makes you cry. There's an episode where Plankton starts by being like, I give up. I'm not going to try to steal the secret formula anymore. And Mr. Krabs is like, yeah, right, you give up. I'm not believing that for a second. And Plankton's like, no, really, why don't we, like, hang out like we used to in the old days before we became, like, competitors? And I think they, like, go to the fair and they, like, get lunch. And they have, like, a very heartfelt conversation about their careers. And they're like, I missed this. I missed when we were friends before we were, like, business rivals. And they're both like, I'm sick and tired of it. Why don't we just say truce? And it's a really heartfelt moment. It kind of makes you choke up a little bit. And then, of course, at the end of the episode, it's all a ruse where Plankton tries to steal the formula, but Krabs sees through it, and he's like, I knew that this was fake the whole time. But then you go back and you're like, was it though? I think at least part of that was real. I think some of those emotions were real. What an absolute heartfelt episode. I love doing voice impressions. I don't know why. I love doing Mickey and Elmo because they're funny to do for me, and I do that all the time to mess with people, and especially a character I made called Hispanic Elmo to make fun of it. Oh my goodness. I'm glad you're not on stream to do that because you might get canceled for Hispanic Elmo. That's very funny. I also love doing voice impressions. I'm better at accents than I am with specific impressions. I have a hard time capturing someone else's voice. I have a much easier time just doing my voice in a different way, if it makes sense. Need a better reference picture for this, actually. I'm Hispanic. No worries. Can't cancel me. Okay. Phew! That's good. Crisis averted. And that's the opposite for me. I'm better at impressions than accents. Aw, I'm jealous. But I think it's always, you know, grass is greener on the other side. But I do think it would be really cool to be able to do, like, a specific person's voice. The only one I can get close to at all is Christopher Walken, and that's because everyone and their mom can do Christopher Walken. My sister says that I have a good Patrick Warburton impression, but I don't believe that for a second. I actually don't think it's any good whatsoever. Oh yeah, did you get a chance to check out Just Roll With It? Not yet. I have not. What did you do last stream? Is it? Oh, it's Friday, isn't it? Wow, it's been 2 whole days. That's crazy. I've been super busy. I thought we streamed, like, it felt like we streamed literally yesterday. Because I have had no time to, like, sit down. No time to sit down and watch things. Or listen to things. Actually, I think I know if I ever try doing a Christopher Walken impression. Should be a bee is so busy. I know, right? I'm busy as one. Maybe I will just roll with it. There it is. Podcast. I'm pulling it up on my Spotify so I don't forget about it. I might give it a try, you know? I don't think I know if I've ever tried to do a Christopher Walken impression. That makes more sense. That makes much more sense. It's alright. It's alright. Autocorrect. I understand the struggle. Frankly, I feel like I should just turn my autocorrect off. Because I very often write out my own punctuation anyway. And I think I know how to spell most words. I don't usually need autocorrect to tell me how to spell something. It sounds like a flex. It's not. I don't know why it sounds like I'm bragging right now. I'm bragging about spelling words. Yeah, actually, I basically aced my 3rd grade spelling bee. It's still my life accomplishment. I have the little piece of paper hung up on my wall. Speaking of bees, spelling bee and busy bee. Look at me. I spell too bad to turn it off. This is what it's there for, you know? I need my autocorrect because my grammar is just choosing the lesser of 2 evils. This English white cis man is bragging about his spelling. Hey, I know other people who are English white cis men and they can't spell as good as I can. Sorry, they can't spell as well as I can. Huh! The heck was that? A rat! Don't take this away from me, Glitch. It's all I have. I can spell words. It's all I know. It's everything. And the pictures, I guess. Throw that on a resume. I can spell words correctly, and I can draw pictures sometimes. Absolutely glowing candidate right there. Who wouldn't hire me? With that resume? Whew. With that absolute fire? With that straight fire? Take a shot every time Aiden says absolute or absolutely. You will die. It's a bad habit. It's partially a word filler, but at the same time, I do think it's very funny. I think it's funnier to say that I got absolutely destroyed than it is to say that I got destroyed. But unfortunately, I just start saying it all the time now. I worry I'm a broken record. What? How did you see me? I was supposed to be hidden. My model's a rat. Are you also the size of a rat, or are you a human-sized rat? Isn't that what vgen is? Us temporarily hiring you? I mean, I guess it is. Yeah, kinda. Hi, Comey! Welcome in, Comey. Good to see ya. How are you? How are you doing? I'll just take a shot every time you say your own name. It's probably more than you think. And it's a little bigger than human size. Oh, it's a big rat. I do talk about myself in third person quite often, don't I? Sorry, Aiden does talk about himself in third person quite often, doesn't he? That's one shot already. I made a new OC. Her name is Visha. She's Sokyo's biological sister, and her lore is basically the other side of Sokyo's. For example, Sokyo got drowned in holy water as a kid, and Visha had to watch that. Oh my gosh. Absolutely devastating. There, I said absolutely again. Do you like Star Wars? Yeah! I like some Star Wars stuff. I liked the original trilogy, and I even like the prequels. I know, hot take. Every other Star Wars piece of media I have seen has been very bad. Shot 1, I'm taking coffee shots. Uh-oh, I hope it's early in the morning for you, Glitch. Because you are not going to sleep tonight. I got a very small life hack for cash. 'Tis a mobile app, and you got to watch a lot of ads. Atlas Earth. Atlas, the guy who's holding up the earth in Greek mythology? Or is that Roman mythology? That might be Roman mythology. Sokyo is a Black Widow spider, while Visha is a Cecropia moth? Whoa, spider moth siblings? I don't know anyone who hates the prequels. Yeah, I guess I don't either. But you hear about it online so much. I mean, Jar Jar Binks was horrible. But, in my opinion, Jar Jar Binks is such a bad character that it loops around to being funny again. He's so awfully cringy. That he's funny again. It's 10 basically where I am. So, this will be your fault if I can't sleep. Alright, fair enough. It's the sequels that are hated the most, and it's so valid. I love Jar Jar. Okay, I agree wholeheartedly with that. I thought... Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3 is the prequels, 4, 5, 6 is the originals, and then 7, 8, 9 are the sequels. I thought 7 was okay. And that's only because it was, like, introducing new characters, which is more to hype up for the rest of the sequels. I didn't like the end of 7. But I didn't like 8. And I didn't even watch 9. I watched a trailer for 9, and then I saw, like, a recap where they described what happened in that movie, and oh my gosh. Somehow, Palpatine returned. I cannot believe a AAA film franchise has that as an actual, non-ironic line of dialogue in their movie. That is garbage. Horrible movie. It takes a long time to actually get anything, but I'm up to getting $1 a day for basically just watching ads. Really? I'm always very skeptical of those websites. However, I will say I've used Microsoft Points before. which it is legit. You can only use it for like League of Legends gift cards or something. Probably the most useful is like buying gift cards for like grocery stores. But, you know, those apps are built to make it very difficult. You have to do Microsoft points for like a year, and then you get maybe like a $25 gift card. It's multiplying negative by negative for Jar Jar. Exactly. Jar Jar is such a bad character that when he says his quippy one-liners and is terrified of everything, he's so bad that it becomes funny again because it's ridiculous how bad of a character he is. Just imagining the writer's room coming up with Jar Jar being like, what drugs were they on? Makes it so funny in my opinion. I got really deep into the lore, so I'm like a chud. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's got their thing that they're obsessed with, you know? And Star Wars is a very popular one anyway. I use Microsoft points here and there. Yeah, I don't really anymore, but I did for a long time. I got an Ari skin for League of Legends using Microsoft points. I've cashed out no problem, but mainly ads and buying land with points from ads. Oh, I see. It's really cool that you've cashed out with no problem, though. I'm glad that this thing is legit, and so many of them aren't. I use Microsoft points for free Robux. Same, or for Xbox stuff? Oh, so real. Did you hear they were going to make him a Sith Lord, but had to change it because people would hate it? Who were they? Oh, they were going to make Jar Jar a Sith Lord? I know the theory. I have seen the theory online. Wait, isn't there a theory that Jar Jar actually is a Sith Lord? That's such a funny idea. Pot, what is your opinion on that? Do you think it would have made the prequels better or worse if Jar Jar turned out to be a Sith Lord? I think it would make it worse unless they played into it. If Jar Jar turned out to be a Sith Lord and then died in the stupidest way possible. Like, I think if they made Jar Jar seem super cool and actually, like, really strong, and they were like, oh, look, he's a Sith Lord, and then, like, a piano falls on him and he dies or something, that would be peak cinema. That's Indiana Jones levels of silliness, and I'm here for it. So many aren't, but this one is good, hence why I share. Yeah, that makes total sense. I've gotten it so many times I thought that one was fake, so I'll check it out soon. Well, there you go. Waiting for this goober to draw to shrimp check? Okay, alright, fine. Shrimp check first. Then I'll get back to drawing. I just wanted to yap about nerd culture, that's all. Just talking about Star Wars, you know? Okay, typically... Typically, Maidan has a skirt like this. But I wonder if I should do a pleated one. That could be another design. It takes a really long time to get enough land to make it worth it. Yeah, fair. I would like it. Okay, I'm glad. I think it would be so funny. The passport stamps also up the %. Oh, the blow up is the shrimp check. Thank you, Glitch. I feel like it would have to be in the third one, but that takes away from the greatness of Anakin. It's true. The third of the prequel movies is definitely the best. They had their 10-year anniversary last year, I think. My local cinema, back when I still lived in the town before I moved here, our local cinema showed that movie as the 10-year anniversary for the Star Wars prequels. And man, that's a good movie. I'm at 200 land and 20% in passport, about to get $1 a day while keeping the ad boost on. It's nice to just have some when you don't do anything so it ain't super bad. Tarts, yeah, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Aiden Sketches. I am a regular guy VTuber, and today we're drawing my female persona. My name is Aiden, so she's called Maidan. Ha ha ha, very funny. Welcome in. What were you up to? Tart Raid, we're here to share our treasures with you. You're sharing treasure? Yay! Thank you. Give me all of the treasure. I want to eat it. Thank you so much for the raid. Of course, if you need to take care of any after-stream care, like getting a drink, getting a snack, having a nap, absolutely go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you're more than welcome here. What did you get up to, Tartiet? How was your stream? We were struggling through Silk Song. Oh my gosh, how hard is that one? How does it compare to Hollow Knight's the first one, right? I haven't played that franchise, but I have friends who absolutely love it. I'd love to get into it someday. You cash out like once a month and have the ability to get enough money for a small splurge. Nice. Nice. Minru, do you mind giving them a shout out? How dare you not play Hollow Knight now? I'm gonna eat your power supply for that. Hey, 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 leave the power supply alone. You never know, I might play Hollow Knight one of these days. I tried, but I couldn't. I think only mod privileges for shoutouts. Thank you, Minri. I also don't know if I'm skillful enough to play Silk Song. Too late, you had your chance, says you. Hard. They decided to take Hollow Knight, which is beginner-friendly-ish, you can at least learn it, and then expect anyone who plays Silk Song to have, in minimum, played Hollow Knight. Oh, wow. You're good, Minri. It's fun, though, just hard. I've heard great things about that game. It was nominated for Game of the Year last year, isn't that right? Or did it come out this year? I know it's new, I just don't know how new. Not that, I mean Hollow Knight. Oh, you couldn't beat Hollow Knight. Aiden, I ain't trying to help you with your stuff. Silly me for assuming. Shouldn't have guessed. Gotta unlock your 4th eye. Automod had got like the last 4 boss. Automod's getting better. It's pretty good, right? It's not too shabby. And it's easy for me to just click the button and get rid of the message. It was nominated? Oh, okay, it was nominated for the Game Awards. Hands can only go so fast, rip. So true. That's how I feel about Beat Saber. I don't know if this is relatable to anybody, but I love Beat Saber. I'm good enough now that I can play most songs on Expert, but then you get to Expert Plus, and it's like, I cannot move my arm fast enough to get from one side of the screen to the other in time. And I don't know how the experts do it. Like, how do you make your arm speed faster? Is that something you can train to get better? Gotta perfect timing on your inputs. I guess, even then. I love Beat Saber only because I'm good at it. It's so fun. Beat Saber is such a great game. You just got new people, now stop talking. Alright, thank you, Popman. You redeemed push-ups, so I'm gonna go do those now. I did like 50 push-ups today. I'm getting better. I'm doing more of them. I'm gonna go do them right now. Don't mind the incredibly broken... I am drawing a blank on what the word is called. Tracking, thank you. Incredibly broken track. Okay, here we go. Oh man, it's too late in the day for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Easy, baby. Oh. Thank you for the stretch, Minri. Appreciate it. Oh. What are your thoughts on the Steam electronics? Like the Steam Deck? I've never owned one, but I know that lots of people use the Steam Deck. If it's been widely adopted, I don't think it's going to be that bad of a console. That's my take. I can do about 75% of Expert Plus, I try, unless you count the super hard ones, but those are different. Yeah, it's true. Also, when you're getting into custom levels, the different difficulties are so, like, they do not align with one another. Aiden getting swole with me? Heck yeah, swole Aiden. Oh yeah. Gotta get that summer bod. Steam is making more stuff like a computer/console and a VR headset. Oh, interesting. I don't know anything about that, so I don't have an opinion, but maybe I'd talk about it if I looked into it. Why do people not like crust? I love the crust on a sandwich. I don't love the crust, but I'll eat it because I'm an adult man. I rip it off to eat it. You rip the crust off so you can eat just the crust. That's so funny. I have a redeem on my stream that makes me lay on the floor to align my back. I am so aware of the cursed frozen tracking. Hey, you understand the struggle. Can I call you Tart? I feel like that's a cute nickname. Yes, I am glad we have similar redeems. You understand the struggle. They aren't out yet, but they look promising. Oh, that's good. I love Steam. You know, and I don't say that very much about, you know, huge companies. But Steam's great. I'll be lurking for a second because I gotta finish up my room. All good, Glitch. Visha might be called mommy by people. That's literally what everyone calls me. Excellent, excellent. Very good, Tart. Thank you. I watched a video today. And it was like 8 ways to have a great summer. It's my name, Tart is just taken. Oh, that's funny. Okay, well then good. It is your name now. Bestoweth upon you. Yeah, I watched a video about different ways to have a great summer. And honestly, they were really good tips. And they were not the kinds of tips that you expect. Like, one of them was like, try to be outside, you know, dress for the occasion, which is all stuff that you'd hear as general advice. And then their last tip was name your summer. You need to have a name for your summer. And I was thinking about it, and that's so real. Imagine you're out with your friends, and you're like, you're sitting in the car deciding if you want to jump in the ocean, right? Maybe with a normal unnamed summer, you'd be like, nah, it's probably, the water's probably cold. I don't want to get wet. I'm let's not bother. But if you have a name, like if you call it swag summer, then you and the boys will be like, it's swag summer. We gotta do it. Swag summer. Let's go. And then you dive in there in the ocean. You make memories, you know? And it's also easy to remember because the summers won't blend together if you give each of them a name. So you'd be like, you remember Swag Summer in 2026? That was a fun summer. Also, as for sandwich crusts, I do not like them. But unless the crust is stale, I feel guilty not eating it. So I eat it all first, taking bites around the whole edge, and then eat the tasty crustless middle last. I suppose it's as good a strategy as any. In my opinion, I also don't prefer the crusts. I like it without the crusts, but I just feel like the crusts are dense, and I don't get filled up enough if I cut the crusts off of my sandwich. You know, it's not enough food. But with the crusts included, then I do get full. However, I want every bite to be partly crust and partly middle, so that way I don't only taste crust. You know? I'd rather they blend together and mellow it out a little. Because Steam is making a computer/console, it's going to incentivize programmers to optimize their games and make them compatible with Linux, because Steam has its own operating system and is therefore Linux territory, so it'll benefit people with less intense computers and or Linux users. That's awesome. W Steam. Common Steam W. Dude, I eat in the sandwich circle too? Yes! That's so funny. Not me. I start from one side and go to town on that thing like a lawnmower until the whole thing is gone. I'm hungry now. Welcome in, Straw Hat 1993. How are you? Welcome in. Good to have you here. I'm also hungry now, but that's nothing new. Stream always makes me hungry. Even though I had a big supper just before stream, which I don't normally do. I normally either bring a couple snacks with me, or I'll have a regular sized supper a while before stream starts, which makes me hungry. But I had a big old burger before I started, and I'm still hungry. I think maybe I'm psychologically primed to get hungry during stream because I've had so many streams that make me hungry. So now my brain is just like, oh, we're live streaming? That must mean we're going to have a meal after. That must mean we're going to have a delicious little snacky poo when stream is over. I'm good, thank you. That's good to hear. I'm glad. I got Doritos. Oh, speaking of snacks. Oh, what's your favorite kind of Doritos? What's everyone's favorite kind of Doritos? I like to optimize the perfect bite. So true, trademarked. For me, it's all about the last bite. Not every bite needs to be a perfect bite, but you gotta save the best bite for last. Because that's the taste that's going to be in your mouth for the rest of the day until your next meal, you know? So if you're going to have a best bite, it had better be the last bite. And then at least you're ending the meal off with a bang, you know? Oh, no, I agree. That's the perfect last bite. Okay, that's good. I'm glad we're on the same page. TM. Trademarked. Likely unpopular because people call me strange, but when I eat hot dogs, I eat from either end and work inward, similar to a sandwich circle, but either side hot dog. So you bite it, flip it around, bite the other side, flip it around, bite that side. You're like going back and forth north and south on that thing. That honestly might be the way to do it, just because, you know, as you eat a burger and the bun, or sorry, the patty kind of naturally slides out from in between the buns.
Alanix says, Alanix, you're fucking late. I know I am. Go fuck yourself one damn. Okay.
Oh my.
Anyway, here we fucking go.
There it is.
The FitnessGram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. Are you happy now, chat? A guy can't have a life? Damn man.
Correct. No life for you, Alanix. Your whole purpose in life is to sit here and tease me on stream. I have to eat before stream because I am awful at feeding myself. Relatable. Relatable. But those after stream meals hit so hard. You feel all refreshed, stream being done. You're like, good work today. Now I'm going to eat spaghetti. Nacho cheese with mac and cheese. Use the chip to scoop up the mac and cheese. That sounds insane, but in the best way. Comey, can I steal that for a possible future YouTube video where I talk about weird food combinations? Mac and cheese with Doritos. Comey. Cool cable. I do that actually, but what I do is just bite the ends first because there's so much bread on both ends, and then I just choose one end to eat from. After stream showers? Yo, after stream showers absolutely hit. When I did my 24-hour stream, that shower after that was heavenly, bro. And then I snoozed for freaking 13 hours. Not really, I think it was like 9, but whatever. Tragedy has struck. I didn't know this was possible, but I got a pimple on my tongue? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That sounds horrific. Pop it immediately. Your tongue heals very quickly. Yes, it's really good. Okay, thank you, Comey. I ought to try that. You know what I should do is all of the weird food combinations that I've been taking from people, I should try them all. Then I could put them in a YouTube video, or I could like rank them, I guess. It hurts. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I imagine. Are you sure it's a pimple? You didn't like cut your tongue, did you? I thought those were like the bump in your tongue when you bite it. Is that what you're talking about? Because that does hurt. Biting your tongue definitely sucks, but like a pimple? Is it even possible to get an I'm thinking about like a whitehead. It's white, so I don't know. Sometimes when you bite something in your mouth, it turns white, like because it gets inflamed. I thought that a pimple was like grease buildup. Something that gets inside of your pore. And I don't think you can have grease on your tongue because it's always covered in saliva. I don't think grease can get inside of your tongue like that. I'll get pimples in my mouth sometimes, but it's always along the edge of my cheeks. Like on the outside or on the inside. Sometimes I get pimples on the outside of my mouth, but never on my cheeks. I don't know, I bit my tongue a few days ago, but it just showed up. Oh, it's probably because you bit your tongue. I hope it's not an actual pimple. I had something like kind of similar to that happen with my wisdom teeth removal, and it was disgusting. I don't want to get into any gruesome detail in case anybody here is particularly squeamish. But you don't want pus in your mouth. I think it was Sun Tzu who said that. It's probably technically a cyst, as in they bit their tongue, the wound closed up, but got infected inside. Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. I was imagining just like a whitehead that you'd get on your face, on your tongue. And I was like, ugh, brother, brother. Brother, what's that, brother? What's that? I'm very squeamish in that way. Which is funny because I'm not squeamish in other ways. Like, having something in your body that isn't supposed to be there is like horrific to me. But if your body gets cut open, I'm like, whatever. I was talking about how I was visiting my grandma today. And the person who runs the home was there, so we chatted with her a little bit. And she was telling us about this surgery that her husband had to go through. And she showed us pictures of, like, right after the surgery. And I was looking at this dude's back, and it was, like, cut open. There's, like, a 2-inch gap where you could see this guy's insides. And I didn't flinch. I was like, yep, that's what it looks like when you cut a human being open. But if you were to stick, like, something in there that's not supposed to be in there, my body is immediately like, alert, alert. It's like I have really bad trypophobia, and even like mushrooms, I love mushrooms, they're delicious. I'll put them in spaghetti or on pizza or whatever, but mushrooms out in the wild, I stay away from those. I don't know, something about a fungus just grosses me out. There's something in my mind that starts blaring the sirens when I see a fungus. That's what I was trying to say, a cyst. There you go. So don't try to pop it? Probably not. They always show up whenever you bite your tongue, yeah. And then, because your tongue's inflamed, you tend to bite it more, which only makes the problem worse, and it's a cycle of hell. As for the inside pimples, it's like little pimples inside my mouth. Not infections, they just happen if I eat too hot foods sometimes. Oh, weird. Interesting. I cannot handle hot foods. And I mean temperature, I'm not talking about spice. I like my spice. I like a spicy chicken burger or whatever. I'm going to do the hot ones challenge one day. But we got fries from McDonald's today. And I tried eating them, you know, basically straight from the fryer. And, oh, I hate that. Especially as a frequent tea drinker. Drinking tea that's too hot and, like, burning your tongue is the worst because you can't taste the rest of the tea. It's like the first sip ruins the rest of the batch. It's terrible. Drinking something cold, then that's a good idea. I get them a lot, Minri, trust me. My significant other just for Crimson Desert, and it looks like D&D the RPG game. Is Crimson Desert a game? Like, is it on Steam? I have lava mouth. Said by my mom, I can eat hot temperature foods. I'm so jealous of you. You could probably eat McDonald's fries as soon as they come out of the fryer. Not me. I gotta wait till they cool down. Because I got little wimpy mouth. It came out yesterday. Might be on Steam. Oh, nice. I do. That's crazy. I'm jealous. I'm so jelly. Genuinely. My mom had really bad teeth, as in taking 4 Advil at a time kind of bad. Ooh, pain. When your teeth start to cause you pain, that's such a rough spot to be in. And so she ended up having to get all 4 removed. Is this wisdom teeth? I had to get all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed. Ended up there were cysts in like her face, big ones. Oh my gosh. To the point she had just a paler section on her face that we thought was just her face. And when the cysts were drained, it went away. Horrifying. That is horrifying. All of her teeth? Wait, all of her teeth were aching so bad? What happened? Did she get a disease? Or they just didn't grow in right? Or what is that? That's actually terrible. I'm very sorry. I eat Burger King fries. They are salty, hot, and yummy. Can I say something very controversial? I don't really like French fries. I don't get what all the hype is about. I really don't like potato wedges, to be fair, because the potato is just like, I don't know, it's very dry to me. Maybe I don't have good potato wedges, but I don't like it when they're like dry. And you know, it's like when you're trying to mac on a potato and it's just all dry and it's that texture in your mouth, you know? It's the best way I can describe it. I hate that. And fries are just that but smaller. Like my favorite fries are the ones which has basically no potato in them. They're just the crispy, like, little fried outer ends. But then you hear people talk about French fries, and they're like, I know multiple friends who have independently ranked French fries as the best food in the world. And I'm like, in the world? Have you had ambrosia salad? Have you had steak? Have you had sushi? Have you had fettuccine alfredo? You think French fries are better than a fettuccine alfredo? I don't know, maybe something's wrong with me. It's single player, so it might be a good game for you to stream too, who knows? Oh yeah. Potato is amazing. If not a fan of potato, then life will be flavorless. But I love potato chips. I love chips because they're crunchy and they're, I don't know. Maybe it's the texture? I don't like that they're so soft. Sauces, I like sweet potato fries too. I don't really like sweet potato fries either. They're actually too rich for me, I think. And then again, same texture, soft. Severe malnutrition as a kid, coupled with braces that weren't needed and they weren't put in right, coupled with genetics and avoiding dentists when the pain first started a few years ago. Oh yeah. That would do it. That's still so rough, though. I feel so bad for your mom. I'm sorry. Try beard-battered fries dipped in ketchup. Yeah, like, I could try that. I've had really good fries. I've gone to restaurants where people say, oh, they have the best fries here. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Although, maybe beer-battered fries is like what Costco used to have. Those are the only French fries that I've actually, like, sought out. The Costco fries are not as good anymore. They used to be crunchy. Like, you'd bite down and there was like on the French fries and there was like loads of batter. And the batter almost looked speckled. That stuff was good. Those were good fries. But like McDonald's fries, people say that McDonald's fries are the best fries from any fast food place. And I'm like, okay, well then I really don't like fries. Because McDonald's fries to me are so mid. Like, I would rather get a second burger than a burger with fries. Definitely not best in the world. Chocolate cheesecake exists. So true. So true. I didn't used to like cheesecake when I was younger. And then I stopped being dumb and started eating cheesecake and realized that it's delicious. But I will say the only thing that tops cheesecake for me is carrot cake. I've always loved carrot cake. Although, I think I like cheesecake more and more every year. I think as I get older, I like cheesecake more. It still hasn't overtaken carrot cake as my number one yet. With a nice sour cream, or cream, no, it's cream cheese. It's cream cheese. With a nice cream cheese icing on a carrot cake. Oh man. That is quality. Definitely has to be good fries. Get more crunchy fries. Soft fries aren't the best. It is fair. Okay. But I still think even if the consensus is that crunchy fries are better, the way that other people talk about fries is such a contradiction to the way I feel about them that I think I'm weird. I think most people enjoy fries more than I enjoy eating fries. One food I don't like is wedding soup. It just doesn't sit right with me. What's wedding soup? Is that a particular kind of soup? Beer battered fries are the best fries, not counting pier fries, which just sell fries. I love Wendy's fries and Burger King fries. Chicken, mozzie, and... yeah, mozza sticks are good. Mozza sticks are amazing, but those are crunchy. Fast food fries aren't the best. Restaurants are better. Yeah. People are also like it when there's more potato in the fry. They like thicker fries, which is like the same amount of batter but more potato on the inside. I'm like, no way. That's too much potato. I don't want to bite into a potato. Even if it's soft, I don't like it. I scare my family by loving coconut cake. That sounds amazing. Coconut cake sounds so good. She's okay. I got my 3 wisdom teeth and 2 other teeth that the wisdom teeth broke. Daughter takes after her mother, I guess, out recently, and we're both just so glad to not need to take pain meds on the daily. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you had to go through that, but I'm so glad that that's done now. I'm so glad you don't have to suffer through that anymore. My mom makes cheesecakes, and I'm gonna get birthday cheesecake. Oh yeah! Also, it's Minri's birthday. In case people weren't aware. Happy birthday, Minri. And the fries fresh... made from the concession stand out at like soccer games or pools. Those are the best because anything from a concession at a sports game is the best in my memory because I played a reasonable amount of sports. So like hockey rink burgers were probably the cheapest, most disgusting Walmart burgers you could get, but I remember them being so good because I do all my like skating lessons and I'd be exhausted and my feet hurt and I'm starving, and then to be able to sit down and have a burger was like the best thing ever. Food tastes so much better when you're like tired and hungry. So yummy. I like the battered fries best, but they're so rare. Matzo sticks. I only like the battered matzo sticks. The ones with panko are meh. I don't know what that is. What is panko? Sounds like you like crunchy fries better. Yeah, I do. You are my new friend now, matzo stick buddy. I am free, minus a few teeth. Worth it. Happy birthday. I don't like matzo sticks. Weird twang. That's crazy. It's just cheese that's breaded and fried. It's so bad for you, but it's so good for your soul. Soccer burgers were so yummy. They were just microwave burgers, but they were good. Yes, exactly. You know the vibe. I love this song. It's on my Mind Glitch playlist. Yeah, Louis Zhang is amazing. I miss the Walmart deli sauce nuggets. Haven't had those in years. I don't think I've ever had those. Song referring to Hello World. Yeah, that's a good one too. Breadcrumbs. Louis Zhang! I know! So good! I love all of their music. I think this is like the 4 or 5 Louis Zhang songs that I saved to my playlist in a row. So you're gonna hear more. Game recognizes game. I'm glad you guys appreciate this music. It's peak. They are kind of interesting songs. They're not very conventional, but you watch the little music video of the cute little ghosts singing together. How can you not fall in love with the song? Long day of young me after a soccer game. My soul ascends whenever my dad puts a soccer burger in front of me. So true. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my high school does a homecoming every year. And we'd go out and like watch the football game. And sometimes there would be alumni basketball games where those of us who have graduated can go back and play basketball against each other, and eating a burger after that, oh, it's the best. Panko is a type of breadcrumb. I don't like crumbed matzo sticks. Oh, I see. Makes sense. Ghost singing is great. Ghost Duet, I can whistle this by memory. I bet I could too. I've listened to the song many, many times. I couldn't remember the name, but I remembered Ghosts. There's a few different Ghost songs. Ghost Duet plus Friend is good. I think that's literally the next one on the playlist. We're gonna hear Bones. Oh no, it's the one after this, maybe? Oh no, it is this one. Yeah, there it is. Clunk, 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 clunk. That's the Bones. There's like a new one every Halloween. Oh, really? There's probably at least one or two I've missed then. I love Louis Zhang. Such a talented animator and composer. Need more people like them in the world. So good. We need more people like them and less people using AI slop. Okay, you want to hear something really sad? So I live in Saskatchewan, right? Our premier, who's like the head of the province, which is like the Canadian equivalent of a state, our premier just announced that they're building the largest data center in Canada here in Saskatchewan. Eye roll. Huge eye roll. Like, I'm pissed. And everybody in the comments is like, where do we go to vote against this? And it's like, actually, you can't. They've just decided that this is something that's going to happen now. Your power bills are going to go up. We're literally in a drought right now. And they decide to build a data center to suck up the remaining water. Oh my gosh. I got a new phone, and I am battling the AI on it to figure out how to turn it all off. Oh my gosh, Tart, that is so real. It's incredibly annoying that all of this shady business is going on with AI every time you sign up for like a new service. Like, every company is trying to shove AI down your throat. And the annoying thing is that if they thought that it was a good ethical product, they wouldn't be so sneaky about it. They would, I'm going to go shade in mode for this because this is a rant. They wouldn't be like lying to you and trying to put it under the table, right? If they thought that this was a good product that people actually wanted, that was made ethically, they would advertise it and they would show it to you. They'd be like, yeah, you could turn it off, but why would you want to turn it off, right? Because this is such a great feature. But instead, they go around the back doors and like secretly make an update to Instagram where it's enabled on Instagram now. So they're allowed to train their AI with all of your hard work. And same thing with like Pinterest and Google and your emails. And it's like, yeah, we turned on AI. We didn't tell you that we turned on AI. We're not going to notify you that AI is on by default. You have to dig through 17 different settings to find the little toggle to turn AI off. And then you have to like send us a request and we'll get back to you within 10 to 12 business days of whether or not we're going to let you turn off our AI. I'm like, this is all garbage, and they know that it's garbage. They wouldn't be hiding it. They wouldn't have to be so sneaky if they thought that this was actually a good product they're trying to sell you. But they know that nobody wants it. They're just doing it because they're trying to steal your data and train their AIs on everything that you have, so they find every backdoor underground method to sneak their AI into all of their services, and it is the worst thing since evil sliced bread. We don't want it. We really don't want it. Every little thing is a different setting. My old phone was 6 years old. It was AI free. I miss the good old days. Yeah, we genuinely don't want it. I moved over to Firefox this week. It has a new switch to just turn off all the AI. That's the best. It's incredible. I use Brave as my browser and DuckDuckGo as my search engine, and both of them do have toggles where you can turn off AI, but they're not perfect. I mean, it's a step in the right direction. At least it's better than freaking Google. Or Instagram turning on location stories that's opt out instead of opt in, and it's doxing people. Yeah, that's crazy. Isn't that insane? How is that on by default? Like, what do you mean? What a world we live in, hey? I use WaterFox, Firefox Branch as a browser, and Ecosia as a search engine. Yes, I remember that. Also very good alternatives. Based choices. Okay, well, there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is that I've finished Maidan's outfit. I finished this sketch. The bad news is I only finished her regular default outfit 2 hours and 40 minutes into stream. So I don't know if we're going to get an opportunity to test out other outfits. Which also means we're probably not going to decide on an outfit. Which probably means the prediction is not going to be a yes. Use DuckDuckGo as a mobile browser, though? It is good. Alas, it's the yapping. So true. It actually is. That included hair draw, though? Yeah, that's true. But I do want to do some... I could try more outfits leaving the hair the same, which I probably will do. But I do want to try different hairstyles as well. I want to give her a braid. I want to try like a messy bun. I wasted an hour of my 4-hour stream yapping earlier. It's so true. See, it's a really difficult balance to strike because the art streamers that I follow tend not to engage with their chat very much, which means that a lot of people's messages don't get read and, you know, a lot of things get missed. The flip side is that they get a lot of drawing done, which is good. But I really don't want people on my streams to feel left out, and I especially don't want people to feel like they're being targeted. It's my worst nightmare to, like, accidentally keep skipping over the same one person and have them be like, oh wow, he'll read everybody else's messages but he won't read mine, I guess he hates me. Like, I don't want anyone to ever feel that way, so I make an effort to read all of the messages, and I'm getting better at reading the messages quickly, or, like, you know, summarizing them or just answering them and then going back to drawing. Like, I don't think when I started streaming I would have been able to talk as much as I did and also get a full sketch done. But it's a trade-off, right? It's how much do you want to talk to chat? How much art do you want to get done? I think if I were actually on a deadline, I would probably only read like half of the messages. I love the yapping. I'm glad. I'm very glad. Because that is what I do a lot. Straw Hat, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. Good to have you here. Her not having your cute hairbang swoop is a shame. That's true, right? So part of the reason that, I'm doing this stream was because I wanted to try out alternative designs for Maidan. And that's an option. I always do this. I'm going to make a new layer. I'm just going to call this text. And then we can jot down ideas here. So I'm going to do like hair swoop. Hair swoop. And then in parentheses, like, oh gosh, like mine. And maybe we'll try again without the bangs. I still haven't decided on what her final design is going to look like. But I love designing characters. This is like my bread and butter right here. Should I mark it now then? Yeah, if you want to. We're definitely not going to pick a look today because we're not even going to finish a second one. I have like 6 or up to 8 ideas that I want to go through. So those ain't getting done. You hate us? No, never. Could never. I specifically read every message because I don't hate you. I love doing art streams, but also a lot of the time everyone is lurking, so I just get to vibe with the music. That's nice too. Yeah, I'm bad at just sitting in silence. I'm not very comfortable in silence. I could get a lot more done, especially in streams when people aren't as chatty. I feel a lot of pressure when I'm live to be entertaining all the time, which is why I yap so much. Even like 10 seconds of silence, I'm like, Aiden, say something, come on, say something. But I never know what to say. And I don't think I need to either. I think people enjoy chill art streams where they can just watch the streamer draw, and if they have something that they want to talk about, they can throw it in chat, and then I can talk about that. So it's just an issue that I need to sort through, is getting better with silence. You sometimes miss mine and I send them multiple times, so I've said that you're ignoring me as a joke, and it's funny every time. It is very funny. And I do know that I miss those, but it's good that you send them again. And you're good at doing it as well. There are some people who will send a message, and if you ignore it, they'll spam it like, 4 times, and they'll be like, "You didn't read my message. Why aren't you reading my messages?" Because also sometimes somebody asks something that's like really personal, or a new viewer pops in and they give really weird vibes, and you're like, I don't know if this person's a bot or if they're a troll or something, so I'm just gonna ignore them. And then they start spamming you with the message being like, you're ignoring me, why are you ignoring me? It's like, yeah, I'm ignoring you because I don't want to read your message. That doesn't happen nearly at all here, which I'm very grateful for. You guys rule. I have a very good community. We love you because you are amazing. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you guys. If you ignore mod too much, we'll clear queue without warning. That's so chaotic. I mean, you can basically just throw something at my head and it will be the same effect. Sometimes people just go kind of off topic and I don't know how to respond, so I just gloss over it. Yeah, so true. Or if someone, it's an art. It's not a science. Sometimes someone will throw something in chat that I'm just like, that's unhinged. I'm like, I'm not going to read that out loud. So then I just don't. And most of the time it dies, which is good. But what you really don't want is somebody with a message that you really don't want to read. Like either it's too personal or something, or it's just straight up mean. Or it's like a weird message that you really don't want to acknowledge. And then they keep sending it over and over again. That's the worst. Aiden, amazing. Since when? Am I the unhinged one? I don't know how to answer that. My number one hater. You are the unhinged one. Not the one that I was talking about previously, but you are unhinged. Can time people out. Aiden, did you take a shit today? I did, thank you for asking. I always poop in the morning. I used to think it was because of my tea. I used to drink tea every day in the morning. And I'm trying to cut down because I can't really drink tea unless it has a lot of sugar in it. And having like 3 tablespoons of sugar first thing in the morning was not good. Is not good for me. I'm trying to cut down on my sugar intake just to be healthier. So I don't drink tea in the mornings anymore. I haven't actually had tea in a while. It's hard to get caffeine into my system without a load of sugar. I don't like coffee. The only coffee I can stand is one with an obscene amount of sugar in it. And I don't like tea without sugar in it either. Elijah Superheroes, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Good to have you here. Time to head out for me. I need to wind down and maybe have a cookie. I don't know. Thank you for being lovely. Thank you so much for the raid, Tart. Thank you for being lovely. I appreciate you for sticking around all this time. Enjoy your cookie and enjoy your rest. Hi, currently designing new superheroes. That's a super cool idea. See what I did there? I remember when I was in middle school, I thought it was normal to take a shit once a week. Once a day for me. Personal things Aiden wants to share. Hey, ain't nothing wrong about talking about your poops. For a few years, that's what I did until my dad was like, that's not normal, son. So, did you start getting more fiber into your diet? Did you start adding more fiber? Making a robot bunny-themed hero named Bun Mecha. Is that just their name, or are they actually a mecha? Like, are they a big... I mean, they are a robot bunny. Are they themselves a cyborg? Or do they control a big mech? And drink more water. Truly, that's all it comes down to. More fiber and more water. I have IBS, and even my doctors are like, it's more fiber and more water. You need more than the average person does because your body hates you. But it's fiber and water. The magical combination. That's their superhero name. Nice, nice. I drank literally no water from elementary to middle school because it tasted like nothing. Water is so good for you. It's one of those things that you can't really escape. Hey, if you really hate broccoli, there are plenty of other vegetables around there. If you really hate water, suck it up, Buttercup. You need to drink water. It's literally so good for you in so many different ways. It is unavoidable. And also, it tastes like nothing. How lucky are we that water tastes like nothing, by the way? Imagine if water had like a very distinct flavor. And then imagine if you hated that flavor. It would be so much worse. So much worse. I smartened up in high school. That's good. That makes me think of a webtoon. Girl had an electric bunny costume that stored electricity. She pulled out the electricity to fuel her superpower. Ah, stored in the costume. It's like My Hero Academia, the way that Bakugo's suit stores nitroglycerin sweat. They are a time traveler. Hi, Mythica. Farts alone in the YouTube chat. Good to see you again. How are you? A time traveler who came to the past, going to their home century in that time period due to prophecy and assists the main character. Very cool. What is your favorite flower and tea? Favorite flower is the carnation, and my favorite tea is lemon. Good choices. Every time that question is asked, everyone always has very based answers. Water has taste depending where you get it. Sometimes it's neutral, sometimes it tastes like pepper, sometimes dirt, sometimes tasty minerals. Yeah, it depends on the minerals that are in the water, but like I think the better the water, the less it has a flavor. Like if you have a lot of iron in your water, it will taste irony, but that's a bad thing. In my prelims week? Oh my gosh, that sounds stressful, Mythica. Best of luck with that. How is studying going? Pengita! Hi! Good to see you again. How are you? Glad you could pop in. Glad you could make it. I'm drawing Maidan again. This should be no surprise at this point. There she is. There's a little sketch. You better not be leaving now that I'm here. Not for 9 whole minutes. I'm tired. It's been a busy day. Oh yeah? What did you get up to? A lot of shit happened to me in the past 2 weeks. Oh! Not bad shit, I hope. Is it stuff to do with your responsibilities, Mythica? I know you have a lot of responsibilities. Panda, thank you for the lurk. Welcome in. Packing. Oh, yeah. Hey, I relate, Pengita. We are trying to order drywall to put up in our basement, and there are boxes everywhere. We have to do so much sorting through all the boxes and donate some of them and throw some of them into the trash, and a lot of stuff we just have no idea what to do. Welcome back, James. Good to see you again. A lot LMAO, but there are some random things. Do you want to share? Do you feel like talking about it, Mythica? You see this? I'm psychologizing the psychologist. Like, I started and finished Subnautica Below Zero just this week. Oh my goodness, you have been grinding. My school was giving out a lot of barbecue this week. Like, birria with rice, chicken, and pizza. Wow. That sounds delicious. Just giving out barbecue? I feel that. Garen! I see you, Garen, you cheeky. Alright, fine, I'll do some crunches. I also did, like, a lot of crunches today. I think I did 50 crunches already today. I'm putting in that work. I'm getting that beach bod. By the time it's swimwear weather, I'd better be jacked, or else working out is a scam. Alright, here we go. Prepare for tracking to break. Send proof? Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You're so thirsty. You want to see my abs? My rock solid abs? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. I feel like it's kind of 4. I feel like it's kind of douchey to show my body without showing my face. Like if I did a body reveal where I took a shirtless pic in the mirror, but didn't even show you what my face looked like. I feel like face reveal has to come first. And then body reveal can come after. Yes. Yes, I would. Yes, I am. I was randomly chatting with Twin, and they also think we're from another reality, but they also think we might be gods of sorts because of our stronger awareness and very strong mind over matter and manifestation. They also know my version of the crazy loop is confused by the rat version and remembers the northern sunset. You and your twin, you got that twin connection, you know? You're connected mind on mind. Thank you for the stretch and hydrate, Minri and Garen. I need an update on your love life, James. That I'm currently collabing, maybe? Oh, collecting. Potential sponsors for our upcoming musical production. Last production, I'm stage manager. Now I am the partnership and sponsorships head. Whoa, that sounds professional. You're moving up in the world, Mythica. Good for you. But I'm sure that, you know, it looks great on a resume, which is the pro, but the con is that it's probably more responsibility, right? Or maybe you don't see it that way. Maybe you're just learning even more, which is good and healthy. Okay, well, there we go. That's the first Maidan drawing. And we'll see how much I can do in 5 minutes for another outfit idea. We can keep the hair. Outfit 2. There's not a lot to update, but it's only bad news. Aww. I'm sorry to hear that, James. If you still want to drop the update, I'd be happy to listen, though. Also, just 2 days ago, I got tapped as director for the Department of Psychology's entry for this year's variety show. Whoa! That sounds like a big deal, Mythica. That's pretty rad. That's awesome. It's funny how much future employers actually really care about that stuff. Funny in a good way. Like, I kind of assumed that, like, what they care about is your diploma, but it's not true. They actually love to see if you're, like, well, like, director of Department of Psychology for Variety. Like, that's huge. That's great for a resume. Too much on my plate, I'd say. Oh, you pushed it a little too far. That's fair. Life is a balancing act. It's all about, you know, committing yourself, but not over-committing yourself. I have a friend who's in a band, and they're touring around this summer, and they want me to be their social media manager. So I said, yes, absolutely, because they don't know any other guys who do social media. And also, I think it'd be super fun to be, like, you know, traveling around with a band in a van, and I can take photos and videos and make TikToks for them and stuff, which is going to be great. But at the same time, I'm like, I already stream and make YouTube videos and do commissions. I'm like, this is going to be too much on my plate. And I fear that I may have committed myself to too many things. My department tapped me as director because of my background in musical production, because this theme's variety show is theater. Oh, so you're the perfect candidate. I knew I should have voted no. You'd never finish your drawing. How dare you, James. Colossus, welcome in. Hello, Aiden Sketches. I just wanted to pop in and say your art looks amazing. Oh, thank you. I know the struggles of art and wanted to say you're doing great. I wanted to go and encourage fellow artists like myself and be the light that someone just might need in their life right now. Keep up the hard work and have a great rest of your day. That is so nice of you, Colossus. I appreciate the kind words. You're very sweet. And it's a good thing to do, you know? Artists can struggle a lot, so even just popping in and leaving a kind word can mean the most. And it really does mean the most. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, you know? And you're an artist too. Keep up your hard work. In today's climate, with how much everything is, with how hard it is to be an artist, keep it up. Keep up the good work. We speak Italian here? That's straight up not true, Alanix. The rule is English. You know this. Banned. Aiden, your art is garbage and should retire. Well then everybody must love garbage because I keep getting commissions. Oh! Not really. This year's variety show is kind of whack, not gonna lie. They want me to make a 20-minute play about the development of college here in the Philippines during the Japanese colonial era. It's so specific. That sounds awesome. It's just because I'm a weeb, and you drop Japan, and I'm like epic, but still. But he started to avoid me slightly, but noticeable. Did you talk to him? Because last time he said that he wanted to stay friends, but we didn't know if it was just friends or if this was like a hey, I don't want you to go kind of thing. Did you ask him? You gotta ask him. Closure is so important. It's much better to get a, no, I don't want to date you, and then you can move on with your life, rather than a, oh, I wonder. I always wonder. We'll never know, you know? Closure is important. I didn't talk. I was trying to give space like someone said. That's not what we said. It's not what I said. No, I mean, absolutely do whatever you think is right. You're the one in this situation. I'm sure you can read the vibes better than anyone, but, I would ask. You can give him some space, take as much time as you think you need, but you should say what you feel at some point. Anyways, cooking breakfast right now, making egg sandwiches. That sounds so good. That sounds so good. Maybe I'm bad at vibes. That's all the more reason why you should get it addressed, you know, address the issue and get closure. I can tell you from experience that not asking someone the way they feel and then regretting that for the rest of your life is so much worse than a simple no. I've been rejected before, and it's so much easier to get over because you're like, well, what's the point in worrying about it? It was never going to work out because they were not interested. There's literally no point in spending any more time on it. It's done. It's over. If you don't get that closure, you can't move on. Or, I mean, of course you can, but it's way harder. Because you don't know. You're like, maybe, what could have been, right? As opposed to, it was not going to happen. So then I don't have to worry about it. It's kind of freeing in a way. That's why closure is so important. Because it's freeing either way. They say yes, great. If they say no, great. You're that much faster to moving on and finding somebody else who's just as perfect. But what if that closure is stay the fuck away from me? Then it will be sad but known. Yeah. And look, if that's actually how he feels, wouldn't you rather know that right away and then move on, rather than him wishing that you would leave, but you not knowing that and trying to stick around? He's just going to resent you more, right? If somebody really wants you, and that's why communication is so important. And honestly, I think if somebody really wants you to stay away, they should tell you, because how are you supposed to know? But again, it's important to get that. Like Minri said, it'll be sad, but it's better to rip off the Band-Aid, let yourself be in those feelings for a while, and then move on with your life. You don't want to be stuck with someone who doesn't recognize how great you are. You deserve better than that, you know? But the Band-Aid is comfortable. I can promise you that in the future, you're going to be wishing you had just ripped it off. It's uncomfortable in the moment. And then as soon as it's done, you don't have to feel this way anymore. This way that you feel where you're so unsure and I'm sure you're not happy about it. And it's an icky feeling, right? To be like, I don't know what he really feels about me. I'm really sad right now. It's uncomfortable for the moment while you talk about it. And then when it's done, it's done. That being said, take your time. It's so awkward to talk. Even when I confessed, I told him that I was being corny. It's better than nothing. It doesn't matter how awkward it is. Getting it done is the most important thing. In 10 years, you're not going to regret getting closure. You're not going to regret being awkward. You're going to regret never knowing. It's like being in a cave with rising water. Not wanting to swim underwater to safety, but waiting will only end up underwater anyway. You got to dive. Back just crying. Aw, I'm sorry. Are you alright? Only good things, I hope. Crying out of pure joy and happiness? I learned that Chuck Norris died. Yeah, Chuck Norris died a long time ago. I'm sorry. Rest in peace, Chuck Norris. So I really didn't get much progress done. On the bright side, I got a drawing finished. We got this pose of Maidan with her regular outfit, which is, you know, better than I probably would have done in the past. I'm going to continue to draw more outfits for her because I love doing it. I forgot to put on Steel Ball Run. Steel Ball Run! I'm so excited! I haven't watched it. But it's coming out this month. Did it come out already? I don't know. But it's going to be absolutely legendary. Anyway, it's been out? What? Really? What do you mean a long time ago? He died yesterday. No way. Chuck Norris has been dead for forever. Chuck Norris died March 19th, 2026. What the heck? I think I was getting Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee confused, because Bruce Lee died a long time ago, and those are the two, like, martial artist greats, right? Yeah, that's my bad. He did die yesterday. You guys are right. Rest in peace, Chuck Norris. And I need to watch Steel Ball Run. Also, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is the reason I don't let blonde kids in suits around my dog. They'll throw it in the incinerator. Yesterday was a long time ago. Whoa, that's so deep. Today has been eternity. Oh, I see. Yeah, I want to keep designing more outfits for Maidan, but it's been 3 hours, and I am ready to have a shower and go to bed because I'm freaking tired. Rest in Borks, Danny. When Chuck Norris found out nothing could kill him, he went out to kill nothing first. Oh, the memes are so good. I appreciate every single one of you for being here, and I hope you'll tune in on Sunday. We're probably going to play more Stardew for Stardew Sunday. I'll see y'all then. We're going to go raid Bean. Don't forget that Raiden is our raid message, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody!